See what this one is.
Hundreds of times.
Oh.
Others, not once.
No. I used to have it in there because I did Ballarat footy and I've lost it.
It'd only be a short one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's oh, that was McDonald's I was just doing. Yep.
Different.
This is it, I think.
Over the years, some things will let you down hundreds of times.
Oh.
Others, not once. You'll save 77
The only problem with
not
YouTube
queuing on
is
cheap
the
fuel.
ads, and it
And
drives me
because
mad.
fees can be high maintenance, it's good to know your Toyota isn't. Lower running costs and legendary reliability every day you drive. That's what makes it a Toyota.
Nah. See, that's not the one. Oh, fuck. Oh, this might be it. Good afternoon and welcome to the Alex Scott and Staff West Gippsland Football Netball League feature match of round 17 between Warragul Industrials and Cora Lynn here at Western Park in Warragul. It's proudly brought to you by Warragul Toyota. I'm Brad Sinclair from Sports Stream Live, and I'll be your host commentator for the afternoon. And joining me is my co-commentator, Matt Moseley. Good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon, Brad. How are we?
Mate, I'm fantastic. It's a beautiful day here.
It is a beautiful day. Great day to be playing footy.
It is. The forecast is for a sunny afternoon with a top temperature of 15 degrees. The ground is in excellent condition. And I'm really looking forward to this game. We haven't done a West Gippsland game this year. The Dusties are currently in 7th position on the table and Cora Lynn sits second. The Dusties went down to Kuwi-Rup last week by 38 points and the Cobras lost only their second game for the year when they lost to Nanagoon by the narrowest of margins in a thriller.
It might be the loss that they needed running into finals, though. It won't hurt them.
It could be. I can tell you that the reserves, Cora Lynn 15-18, 108, defeated Warragul Industrials 2-2-14. We have got a jam-packed pre-game show. We're going to be talking to the great young fella from Warragul Industrials and Gippsland Power, Alex Taru, very, very shortly. He looks like going in the draft this year, or getting picked up. He's been invited out to the draft combine, Matt, and he also played Vic Country this year, 3 games for them, and acquitted himself really well, and he's come along amazingly so far this year. And after the interview, we'll have the leading goal kickers because Nathan Gardner is on 89. Matt, you're looking forward to that. I know he could kick his 100 today.
I'm calling him my man today. I'm a big fan. I've looked him up a lot, and he looks like he's going to be a great full forward, and I hope he kicks 11 today.
Yeah, I look forward to that. It's Will Gibson's 100th game for the Warragul Industrials too, so congratulations to him, and we look forward to seeing how he goes today. We'll also have the finals venues for the West Gippsland League as well, but before we get into any of that, let's have a listen to what Alex Taru had to say when we caught up with him Thursday night.
Thanks for joining us, Alex, on a weekend off.
Perfect, no worries.
It's good that you got a weekend off.
It is.
You've had 6 coach games this year. You've had the Vic Country games. You're probably at your most injury-free that you've been for a while right now. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, definitely.
And hip's good?
Hip's awesome.
Fingers great?
They're great.
You're not playing today for the Dusties. They won't be happy about that. But tell us a little bit about the last 6 months, because your rise in the last 6 months from the outside looking in has been enormous. Is it as enormous on the inside?
It's been pretty normal, I like to think, because it's obviously you want to play footy, and I've been going through a lot of struggles playing footy, which is obviously meant to be the easy part, meant to be the fun part. You come to play footy, but I've been pretty unlucky through the injuries. So it's just good to see where I'm at, and since I've had a good run with actually playing footy, it's good to see where I'm at and where the team's at.
Does that also those lucky or unlucky breaks that you've had with injuries, does that also build a real steel inside you, because you would have spent a fair bit of time in rehab and they can be lonely times?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just prepared me a lot. So that's sort of just natural to me now, trying to overcome injuries, do all the rehab and make my body stronger in the long run. So it's sort of just a stepping stone, but I always knew I was going to sort of get over it. Always had in my mind what I'm going to be able to achieve once I've got past all these injuries, and hopefully they're all out of the way now and just forward and upwards and onwards now.
Go back a couple of years, you missed out on the under-16 squads with Gippy Power, which is incredible in its own where I see where you're at right now. What did that mean to you right then at that time? Did you think your dream was gone?
They give you some pretty good feedback regardless of whether they cut you or pick you. So especially now with the coaches back in the day, one of them that cut me is my teacher now, so I definitely get all the ins and outs on why it sort of happened. But it's just sort of like the injuries. It's a stepping stone, and I never thought it was over. So I just had to keep my head up, and no real point thinking of the bad stuff when all the best is ahead of you. So
fast forward, you've played in the Vic Country side this year. The draft comes up in November 20, and you've just been invited to the draft combine for all the testing, physical, mental, some interviews and so forth with clubs. That must have been a huge thrill just recently.
Yeah, it's pretty unreal to be thinking, because you always think something different of yourself. You're always in your own mind and humble and actually wonder what other people are thinking. So it's pretty awesome to know that you're getting recognised making these combines and stuff. So yeah, it's just pretty cool to sort of have a gaze of where I'm at, and it's good to be recognised.
So where did you start? Your junior footy, I believe, is that at Allenbank, is that right?
No, my junior footy was at Warragul Blues.
Oh, Warragul
Yep.
Blues. At what age did you start?
I started top age 10s.
Okay.
So that would have been 9 or 10, I think.
Yeah.
So I started a couple of years later than a lot of the boys. They started bottom age 10s and all that when they were real younger. But my dad, being Swedish, didn't really know the Australian sport, so did Auskick for a bit and then came in a bit late due to just all the mates played footy, just a community sort of thing. So once I got into that, I just loved it. I immediately took over basketball, which was a massive part of my life, and then once I started playing footy, I just knew that was what I love, and it was a real big passion. So yeah.
So you don't make the 16 squad, you're in the 18s now. The work, what was the work when you got to that age of 17 and you got into the bottom age at Gippy Power of under 18s? What was the workload that you were doing away on your own?
Yeah, it was pretty big. That was sort of across a lot of injuries as well. So it was sort of finding the right people to listen to, and through the power system, listening to the people that know their best. So along with a lot of doubts coming in after being cut from the 16s, coming into the 18s, so a lot of doubts in myself whether I'm going to get picked or what's going to happen, and through all those injuries. So I knew I had to work an extra bit harder to take the chances the few chances I got being not injured. But yeah, the work is just fun. It's always fun having the right people around you. A lot of boys that have the same interests, and some boys going through the same struggles of injuries, and having all the coaches there that know what's best for me and just help me out and getting the best I can really for my age.
Right now, in the AFL, I know you're a Hawthorn supporter. In the AFL right now, who would you liken your game to? Who's playing in the AFL right now that you think that's the way? Well, I know you've had a look at back, mid and forward now, but I'm told you're an intercept mark king up back. So is there someone that you model your game on?
Well, I'm pretty average AFL fan, so I like to see all the big marks and just the flashy stuff. So a Jeremy Howe, maybe
Yep.
a Charlie Comben down back, even down forward, kicking some goals and taking some big marks there. They're pretty cool. You just see how they go against the bigger bodies and try and imagine yourself matching up on those huge men, really. So yeah, it's just all imagination and just sort of imagining what could be in the future, possibly.
What a great young man Alex Taru is. We'll have the second part of that interview in the halftime show, and just a super family as well. We met Shaz on Thursday night, and I get here today early and she's in the canteen making me a chicken and salad roll, Matty. What a magnificent woman and family that is.
That's what you need at every club, isn't it?
Yeah.
They do a bit of everything.
So make sure at halftime you don't get away from your TV and have a look at the second part of that interview. Now, before we get into today's game, we're going to have a look at the goal kickers in this competition because it's very pertinent right now. Look at that, Nathan Gardner on 89 playing today from 16 games. If he kicks 11, he has a chance at the ton. Billy Taylor on 46 from Phillip Island. Anthony Dario from Kilcunda Bass on 41. And obviously, no one's going to catch the head man there, Nathan Gardner, playing in the Guernsey, number 18 today, Matt.
No, and he has every chance of kicking 11 today. He did kick 9 last time against the Dusties, so hopefully we could see something special today.
Let's just hope Sean Sparks doesn't take him off for a spell if he's at about 7 or 8 by half time or three-quarter time.
Yeah, we have heard a whisper, haven't we?
Yeah, that could be happening. Hey, finals venues for the West Gippsland competition, they're out there at the moment, as you can see. Saturday the 24th, Elimination Final 2 at Inverloch. Elimination Final 1 the following day at Bass. And then the following Saturday, Semi-Final 2 at Narnagoon. On the Sunday, Semi-Final 1 at Cora Lynn. Preliminary Final at Darlston. And the Grand Final is at a magnificent venue, I love it, is Garfield.
Does it ever get muddy there?
Oh,
Never.
What a ground that is. Absolutely sensational. Hey, I'm looking for a few matchups here today. Mason McGarity, I call him the little Tommy Papley of this competition, the forward, who's very smart for the Warragul Industrials, and I reckon Lockie Peluso will go to him. That's a really good matchup. Number 2 for Warragul Industrials, number 3 Lockie Peluso for Cora Lynn. Who do you think is going to go to the big man Nathan Gardner today? Who do you reckon will get the first job on him?
Well, I think Wilson, how do you pronounce his last name?
McGilvray.
McGilvray, that's an interesting one. He'll be the first to have a go, but I think they might have a couple on him.
You'd have to have plan B, C and D, wouldn't you?
Well, he's kicked 89 goals for the year. The man can play.
Kicked 100 several times in this competition. As the other one to have a look at is, he's a veteran, I know, but off half back for Warragul Industrials, Luke Walker. I just reckon he's a super player. He's got both feet. He just uses it very well. And in the middle for the Dusties, Kyle Beveridge is a super player. If he starts here, I'm not too sure if he will. Nick Visser, Shane Brewster, obviously. And the ruckman that I haven't seen play yet, and he's got a big job today because Will Thomas of Cora Lynn is probably the premier ruckman in the competition, and Billy Bundle will get first crack at him in the middle. So that should be interesting as well.
Both big men, aren't they, those ruckmen?
They are.
They are big men.
Billy Bundle's all of 200 centimetres.
Yeah, and good size too.
He is, and Thomas is strong. He's like you. You're a big, strong man, Matty Moseley.
Thank you.
He's a big, strong man too, is Will Thomas. So this is going to be a beauty in the middle, particularly. I love Cora Lynn's new white strip.
Yeah, brilliant.
Thank God they've got it too, Matty. It'd be a bit of a clash, these two jumpers.
No, I'm a big fan of the white.
So she will be an interesting game, and Dusties haven't hit the areas that we thought they might this year. And Cora Lynn, as we said in the pre-game, until last week it only lost one game. That was to Inverloch in round 1 over on Easter Saturday.
Yeah, a long time ago now.
Wow. They went down by a point. They have got 8 players out today, Cora Lynn. We'll talk about them during the day as well today. Umpires, Jake Denley, Zach Scholes and Peter Hogan, the veteran. And it looks like that'll be Jake Denley. No, it might be Zach Scholes that'll get the first bounce, it is, of the day.
Will he bounce it or does he throw it up?
I've forgotten about West Skippy. I reckon they throw it up. Let's see. As it's about to get underway, and he does. He puts it in the air, and Thomas holds the front spot, gets the tap behind him, but again, we'll get a restart on a stoppage here straight away, which is the usual way to go in the first ball up. Thomas again uses strength. Brewster nearly chopped it off, then goes back and lays the tackle.
Really going for the body early, isn't he?
He's a strong man too. Shane Brewster, been around a long time, played 400 games just recently as that tap out goes out over his head, and that looks like that might be Jackson Briggs, and look forward to watching him today. Called him a few times over the years and played in a few premierships. What a player. Thomas, that one's won by Bundle. Left-handed tap, kicked off the ground. The umpire's going to pay a free kick here and pay the advantage. Templeton, he runs away with it, goes inside 50 towards Visser, wins it, handballs it back to Brewster, gets a snap around the corner. Peluso gets his fist to the ball in front of McGarry, and it comes out towards the half-back area for the Dusties and for Cora Lynn, sorry. And ball goes out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in just inside 50. We've only gone 1 minute here in the first quarter. It's all thanks to Warragul Toyota, of course. Timmy Payne's another one in the number 5 for Cora Lynn that's been around a long time. Comes forward, quickly won by Will Gibson in game number 100. Visser off the ground, mid-air. There's your first one of the day. And a real chance for the Sinbrad Media goal of the day.
It's the positive start that Dusties needed. They've had a tough year, but they've got a last couple of games coming into for the rest of the season, and they need to play good footy, and that's the start they need.
We'll give them, yeah, you're right. We'll give them that'll give them a fair bit of confidence, wouldn't it? Because they're coming in against, they've had a hard trot, and they're coming in against a club that's only lost 2 games for the year.
Yeah.
And coming off a loss, they're usually a bit more fierce, aren't they?
Wow, you would think so.
Yeah.
You would think so.
Like the way in his game 100, Will Gibson started, a small forward, ball up in the middle again, comes to the ground. Out to Cora Lynn now through the agency of Arena, gets a left foot, Walkers is there, he can't mark it, he goes back in after it again, good hands over the top. I'll go forward.
There
Might
he
have been
is, there
taken
he
high,
is.
and here's Gardner for number 1. He got the high free kick paid downfield by umpire Peter Hogan, and we're inside just 2.5 minutes, Matt, and Nathan Gardner's going to have a shot for his first.
Let's hope it's a beautiful straight through the big sticks.
What a player he's been.
Been a good player for a long time, hasn't he?
He certainly has. Just had that effects mic down a little bit because there's a fair bit of music pumping from the Rezzies, as they usually do after a game of footy, Matt.
Yeah, a few VBs.
Gardner comes in to equalise the scoreboard straight away, and he does that. And number 1
10 to go.
for Nathan Gardner. Takes him to 90s. In the nervous 90s, Matt. And the Cora Lynn side, 1 straight 6, same as the Dusties, 1 straight 6. That's on your Warragul Toyota scoreboard. Nothing like a good jingle, Matty.
I like it. I like it.
The old vintage Toyota ad.
Yes, very vintage.
Great sponsors of not only the Warragul Industrials Footy Club, but sport in general in Gippsland. As again, Thomas wins the tap. Going to be sharked away by Munro. Uses the right foot, goes inside 50. Bouncing ball. Just needs to pick it up. Couldn't do so in the end was Ross. That's Dylan Ross. Now, right foot snap at goal again by Cora Lynn. And it's straight through the middle. And it's Jackson Briggs. So Jackson Briggs gets his first and Cora Lynn second. They go on to 2 straight 12. And there's the replays you'll see here. Comes back around. Dummies. Gets the handball. Beautiful right foot snap by Jackson Briggs. And of course Heath is out today. Injured for the Cora Lynn side. They've got a lot of injuries have Cora Lynn. And Heath, the brother of Jackson, is just one of those.
Terrific depth though, don't they, Cora Lynn?
Oh, they certainly do. I mean, as I said, they've got 8 players out. And some of them are big names. Chase Blackwood, Matt Ryan, Will Stevenson, Corey Machea, Matty Briggs, Luke Hartley and Ryan Eaton all out.
Half a team.
As the Dusties have a few as well. Lockie Bainbridge being the most notable, their major goal kicker.
Yeah, yep.
Kicked 35 this year. And a quick kick out of the middle for Cora Lynn by Wellwood. It's going to be chopped off though. Dusties will come back towards half forward. Bouncing ball. Garrity's in front of Peluso on that occasion. And as I said in the pre-game, really looking forward to that battle. The Tommy Papley of the West Gippsland Footy League.
He does have that look, doesn't he?
Mason McGarry certainly does. He's kicked some miracle goals over his time. And Lockie Peluso is one of the best small, or if not the best small defender in the competition. The umpires paid a free kick here. 2 different arm singles from 2 different umpires here in Denley and Scholes. And Scholes wins out.
Makes it hard when you're the stronger ruckman.
Yes. Billy Bundles won this free kick. Called to play on.
Oh,
and
well done.
It was always going to happen as Thomas come in and laid the smother. Come out and the umpire's blown the whistle again as Gibson picks it up and the free kick's going to go to the Dusties. It's going to be Commodore, the brother-in-law of half-back flanker Luke Walker. Thomas Commodore.
Has he got the distance?
I think he has,
Yep.
yeah. He'll kick from the chalk, won't he? He'll kick from 50. Early in the game, legs are fresh. I think he'll have 2. It's a beautiful day, not wind affected to either end, which is great. Real finals atmosphere. The left footer comes in. Kicks from right on the arc. It's not going to get the distance. It sits into the goal square. Comes off the hands of the pack and the first blemish of the afternoon here at Western Park. Cora Lynn 2 straight 12. Dusty's 117 on the Warragul Toyota scoreboard. Jed Edwards looks like the designated kicker today for Cora Lynn.
Warragul Industrial is doing a real big press up too, aren't they, Brad?
Yes, which is good to see. I mean, they want to play as much as they can in their front half, don't they?
Yeah.
The ball's gone off the hands and out of bounds. There's a boundary throw in. It's 65 around from the Dusties' goal. Got to say, the drive from Currumborough to Warragul today was something to behold. What a special, beautiful drive that is. As it comes out to the Dusties through Jaff. Gets it inside. There's McGilvray. Couldn't take the mark, but recovers well. There's a left foot snap at goal, but there's no one there. It's come off the hands and dropped what he should have marked was Luke Black. And it's ended up going through for another behind. Should have taken that, Matty.
A few footsteps.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah. It's one of those awkward positions. You know you're near the goals, but there's someone coming to you. It's sort of stuck in two minds.
Jed Edwards brings it in, goes short to Briggs. Still inside defensive 50, the Cobras. Quickly plays on. Nice long high kick.
Good mark.
Gets it out over the back. Had to sit, didn't he, Luke Ryan? Takes a great mark, centre wing position. Broadcast side of the ground. He goes short. I reckon he was looking for Walkus there and lucks a fortune in the end because Dylan Ross just chopped across him as Walkus was covered. He's going to go short towards the boundary. Geez, I don't know about that, Matty. That's the long way home, isn't it?
That is.
On this
But
ground.
they're back in their foot skills, though. And they've turned it over.
Turned it over.
Yep.
And wrong spot, and Visser wins it. He
Very
quickly
dangerous
plays
spot.
on. Goes up towards Bundle at half forward. Bouncing ball. Got a bit of pace, the big fella.
He does.
Tap on again. That time it's through Cody Templeton. Umpire lets that go for a while as Luke Black kicks it away in disgust. We'll have a bounce down. 50 out from the Dusties' goal. They've started well.
They have, for a team that's sort of not in the finals race this year, you wouldn't know the difference so far.
Yeah, keeping it up for 4 quarters is going to be the
Yeah.
the real challenge for them, isn't it?
It is. That's why the top sides are normally ahead. Most sides just can't keep up with them, or they'll give them a 10 or 15-minute lapse.
Good crowd building in here now as Thomas takes it out of the ruck. Just gets the ball to the left foot, doesn't travel too far at all, and we'll get another stoppage right under the scoreboard. Half forward flank out of side of the ground. Here at Western Park, bathed in beautiful sunshine, as you can see. Thomas again, big right fist on that one. And we'll get another stoppage. So, repeat with Thomas. Jath's there to chop it off. Does well. Has the composure to sit that up to Beveridge. Did that go the desired distance, Matty?
No. Flat out no. But they'll
it
take
did.
it. Dusties need everything they need to go their way.
Yes, like the Swans did in the last 20 minutes last night. Wasn't that beautiful to see? Come home from the clouds, 27 points down. Kyle Beveridge has another chance. Plays onto the left foot. Doesn't make the distance
Good
either,
grab.
but it doesn't matter. That is a very strong mark in front of a big pack, giving away a fair bit of height on that occasion for the Dusties is Cody Templeton. And no problem whatsoever. They're in this early, Matty.
They are. I just think Dusty's just going, not Dusty, sorry, Colin, just going through the motions a little bit. Just sort of think, oh, we'll rock up today and probably have an easy win. We've got to try a little bit harder than this because Dusty's got nothing to lose.
Well, Sean Sparks will let them know if that's the case. They're 2 straight 12. They trail the Dusties 2-2-14, 10 and a half gone. First quarter, and that's thanks to Warragul Toyota. Ball back in the middle. Quiet crowd. Not much noise made yet. We'll see if that changes. Kick off the ground, comes out. Chopped off by DeCosta on the wing for Cora Lynn. Goes up towards Ryan at half forward. He feeds it out. Spearings is there. Has Munro on the outside. Put your glasses down. He's hit the post. Every time you say it, Matty.
I just want to say something to you, Brad. Did you just see Nick Visser in the ruck?
I didn't notice
He went
that.
up in the ruck.
Wow. Against Tom, he is
did.
too.
Yep.
He's manning him in the middle of the ground
Yep.
as we
I don't know if
speak.
they've been stuck with an interchange there with the ruckman coming off, but I just thought that was very bizarre.
They go short to Beveridge. Hit up McGarity, who's up the ground now. I like their ball movement and have for a long time. They go to McGilvray, the Dusties. They do move the ball well to Jath on the wing, or Jath on the wing, sorry.
He started well too.
He has. Right in front of the Cora Lynn coach's box on the Sports Stream Live broadcast side of the ground. He wants the middle, risky kick. Oh, he goes for Visser. The bounce didn't help him. Goes back in after it, the Nuggety boy. What a player Nick Visser's been for a long time. Has a player inside 50 in Toddy Beck. Hits him up. McGarity leads straight at him. Gives it a miss. Goes to Brewster. Dives and bounces off his chest and trickles out over the boundary line.
It's still okay for Dusties. They're moving the ball well. They're dictating the play.
It is good ball movement, isn't it?
Yeah, they are. They're going from the back line straight up to the forward line.
See Jath just all on his own out here at half forward. I'll be paying a little bit more attention to him as Thomas throws his own ruck work in the end. They feed it out. They're going to come out through the agency of Taylor. He feeds it off. Long left foot kick up the line from Arena. Had the ball, centre wing position, Luke Ryan. Come into the middle of the ground. Hits the umpire, Peter Hogan. They probably should have balled it up when that happens, I reckon, but Dusties are away. They just make that kick a winner to Beveridge. Gets onto the left foot, goes towards his teammate in Cornwall, traps it quite well, gives it to McGarity. Check side from 45 and misses to the right.
They're definitely on top. They are on top early.
It's had more of the ball, haven't they?
Yeah.
That 2-3 becomes 4-1. All of a sudden, starting to get a little bit worried early in the game as Edwards brings the ball back into play for Cora Lynn. Out to the broadcast side of the ground, gets out over the back. There's a young Coverdale. High ball up towards the wing. Oh, shocking bounce for Dusties, but great bounce for Gus DaCosta. He's away. Left foot looks for Gardner. He's outside 50, has an open goal square, just chips it up. Jackson Briggs doesn't have to break stride, takes the mark, runs into the open goal. Good footy, Matt Moseley.
And that's how you break the press. It was really well done. They all ran in a wave.
Did not have to break stride. The kick was absolutely sensational, as you'll see here from Nathan Gardner. Wheels off quickly, seen him. Look at that, just straight onto it and into the open goal. Great footy, Cora Lynn.
That was.
4-point leaders, Cora Lynn 3-1-19, Dusty's 2-3-15. That's on the Warragul Toyota scoreboard. There's Nick Visser giving away about 4 feet to Thomas. So Thomas wins that tap easily. Kicked off the ground by Spearings, but only as far as Walker. He's got Jath at half forward. Gets a free kick. It's going to be against Jed Edwards. So Jath between wing and half forward for the Dusties. Has Beveridge short. Ignores him. Goes to the third option now. Back ends up going to Beveridge. He'll want the left foot. He's going to go to McGarity with a spearing pass, but Peluso does really well. Now it ends up in the hands of Taylor. I go up towards half forward.
Good mark.
Yeah, he's got one around the ear there too, I reckon. Has the boy McDermott. Goes up towards Gardner in a 1-on-2. McGilvray punches it out, but it's going to get out in the hands of the Cora Lynn boy there. Couldn't collect it, was Inverno. It's tapped on. Here's another one.
Just like that.
And that's Briggs' third. So Jackson Briggs has 3 goals in this first quarter. And of their 4, they go on to 4-1-25, Cora Lynn. Just getting away a little bit latter stages now. Dusty's 2-3-15 on your Warragul Toyota scoreboard.
Out of this 15 minutes, I still think Dusty's have probably been the better side for the 10. And they're down.
I thought, yeah, and I thought Bundle when the ruck might have been injured. He's sitting in the goal square. And they've got Nick Visser in the ruck giving away. Well, Thomas is out of there now.
He's just come off, yep.
And Jake Ross has gone in there. I don't know if that's going to work for him when Billy Thomas is in there.
It's brave.
Visser.
It's brave.
He's given him first use, and Munro gets the free kick. Yes, ex-Casey Demons, triple best and fairest winner. He'll go short to Briggs, who's had a lot of it. Gets the 1-2, does Munro. Has Gardner. Sits it up too high. McGilvray comes from over the back. Spearings is there for Cora Lynn. Gets around 1, gets around 2, doesn't get around the 3rd. Free kick to Dusty's. They're away. They always go to Walker coming off that defensive half, but he's turned that one over to the veteran Payne. Timmy Payne in between wing and half forward. Has Walkers. Gets out over him. Just had too much on it. Walkers is good enough to get back in after it. And that's not coming out as Walkers goes in again. We'll get a restart. It's an half forward for Cora Lynn. They lead by 10 points. 17 minutes gone, first quarter. Comes out. Going to be a free kick here. And he's gone down, is Gibson. Paid the advantage to Templeton, goes up towards half forward, looks for Beveridge. Black's there. He wins it. Has a player out over the back. Black goes in after it again as he's handball to Wellwood didn't get there. They dive in on it.
Doesn't look good there, Brad. Injured player.
Oh, Will Gibson.
Yeah, he's grabbing onto his ankle there.
In his 100th game. As the ball beats Beveridge out over the line, and he's spot on, good pickup, Matt. He's being helped off now as we speak, and it doesn't look good. So we'll have a boundary throw in 55 metres around from the Dusties' goal. And this time it is Bundle in there for the Dusties. Fed out the front. Luke Ryan gets the kick around the corner. Ends up coming off the boot of Nickel. Have a boundary throw in. Back into play. Out over the back from Bundle. Chopped off. Ends up, geez, he's had a fair bit of it, Luke Ryan. As a player short. Didn't get there. Geez, that's well done. Looking for Beveridge was Benny Nickel. Payne off to Peluso. 2 bounces inside defensive 50. Just going to go on the outside. The player inside now in Wellwood. They go to him, back to Peluso. Up towards the wing. Bouncing ball gets there. They're away again here, Cora Lynn. They're playing around with it a bit, though.
They are.
Luck's a fortune because Arena made that bet look better than what it was. He's gone back to Peluso. He's had about 8 possessions in the space of 30 seconds. Goes to the outer side and finds Inverno. Up towards half forward to Munro. So Munro, 55 out. He'll want Gardner. Gardner's on the lead. Plays on, goes to 50. Has a long ping. Spearing's at the back. Good punch away. And I reckon that might have been the young boy Gibbons, Campbell Gibbons in the 32. We've got him listed at 50, but I reckon he's the 32. The young boy from the under-18s. Nickel, short to McGilvray. Still inside defensive 50, the Dusties. We're gone nearly 20 minutes, nearly into time on now in this first quarter. Goes through the hands of Peluso, ends up in the hands of McGarity.
It's got
2 bounces.
nothing.
Got no one to go to. Has his kick smothered. It was really well done in the end by Jet Edwards. He just kept at the task, but you're right. And Luke Black was just peeling back into that space, and he had no one to go to. Thomas, strong. Dusty's toe off the ground. Walkers is there. He hesitates, and that allows Visser to come into it. Runs away from Black. Has a flying shot at goal. He's going to miss to the right. They're going to ruse these misses, Matt.
They are. They're just lacking probably just that big forward, aren't they? Just to straighten them up a little bit.
The Lockie Bainbridge.
Yeah.
It's out. There's Edwards. Back into play. Out of side. That's Luke Ryan again. I'd love to know his possessions. He's in the double figures. There's no doubt about that. So I would imagine Michael Duncan might put some time into him at quarter time. The kick doesn't make it to Munro and ends up trickling out over the line in front of Dylan Ross. We'll have a boundary throw in centre wing position out of side.
2-4 to 4-2. Could flip it around. Dusties have been pretty good early.
Yep. Sometimes it's just as simple as goal kicking, isn't it?
Yeah.
They had enough of it, and Ryan does well, taps it on. He's had a fair bit of it too, as young Liam Taylor. Gives it back to Ryan. Back to Taylor. They're waxing, and he fumbles and trickles out over. And that's got a little bit to do, would you say, with the pressure that Dusties are putting on them?
I think they're actually overdoing it. They're overdoing it. Footy is a simple game. Don't overcomplicate it.
Back into play. Shallow. Throw in. Thomas. Handball's not good. Luke Ryan goes in after it. Geez, Jaff, beautiful toe poke. Taylor lays the tackle.
He looks lively, doesn't he?
He does. He looks dangerous every time, doesn't he? He goes near it.
You get excited when you see him going near the footy.
Yep. So they've started very well here, the Dusties. They'll be happy with this at quarter time. Probably could have 1 or 2 more on the scoreboard as Cora Lynn break away from half back through Munro. He's got some pace, takes a bounce, feeds it out to Walkers. Umpires paid the free kick and then the advantage on a late tackle on Munro. Oh, beautiful kick from Walkers to Jackson Briggs, who is professionally tripped, was reportable a couple of seasons ago.
He's given 50.
50 on it, yeah.
Fair call.
Yeah, Bailey Beck. Yep, it was a Silly one in the end, but I'll tell you what, Jackson Briggs is going to kick his fourth for the quarter.
Will he kick double figures today?
Well, there you go. They might, Nathan Gardner might just have a quiet word in his ear.
Yeah, he won't be happy with it.
He said, just settle down, son.
Get out of the 50.
Jackson Briggs, 22 and a half gone, and he's lining up for his fourth. In he comes, the captain of Cora Lynn. He's missed it.
Nearly broke the post. Hit it that hard.
Give him a bit too much there, didn't I?
You did. Should have learnt from last week with
Yes. Yes. So I'll come back in through Walker to the outside. I do like this backward movement that come out of defensive 50. Look at that. Slick. Ends up in the hands of McGarity. Kick to Jaff to his advantage. He's being held. Didn't matter. Takes the mark. Definitely held by Liam Taylor. He looks special, this boy. Kai Jath goes short to McGilvray. Has Visser if he wants him. Ignores that. Then plays on now. Wheels around. Right foot. Inside 50. Can they get one before quarter time? Off the hands of the pack. Comes out to Gibbons. He's tackled. Gets his handball away. Brewster's there. Gets the handball towards Bundle. Can't take it. Templeton can. He has a player on the outside. Didn't get the hands away to Toddy Beck. We'll have a bounce down 10 metres out. Big chance here. Bundle and Thomas. Oh, Thomas is being held.
Yeah, big time. He's just too strong.
Yeah, and that happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
You
does.
said that earlier. That,
Yeah, you worry about them more than the ball.
Yeah. Go short to Arena. He's had a good first quarter. The left foot. This bloke's had an unbelievable quarter. Brought his own footballers, Ryan. Gives it back to Arena. Short balls. Turned it over.
Pressure's good.
Dusties have a real chance here late in the quarter. High ball, Bundle's there. Got to use the height. Jumps high, gets to the front. No one can win it. Comes out to Cornwall. Snap it, goal! Cornwall's happy, but he hits the post.
Gosh, that would have been handy.
Celebrated early. Would have been, and that's the thing, isn't it?
2-5 now.
2-5. They're 10 points down. 2-5 to 4-3. 24 and a half gone. They're away through Edwards to Payne. Out to Spearings. Short. Finds DeCosta. DeCosta short as well. Up the line. Beautiful kick. Good lead from the big, strong Dylan Ross. Still has DeCosta in the middle if he wants him. Decides to go up the line to a 1-on-2. The kick's perfect, though, over the back to Spearings. Just weighted it beautifully over the head of Bailey Beck. Spearings, centre wing position, broadcast side of the ground. High ball, up it goes, pack of players. Comes to the front. All wrapped up. We'll have a bounce down.
Dusties would really want to shut down the quarter now. 25 minutes in up Cora Lynn's end.
Yeah, they'd be happy with 10 points, I would have thought.
Yeah, definitely.
Quarter time, probably could have been in front.
Yep.
Thomas wins the tap. Sharked away for the Dusties towards Jath. Thought he might have got another free kick. Goes in. Gets on the outside then. Someone else come in low and hard, and he's going to win the free kick for the Dusties. It was McGarity. He gives it to Jath. Plays on. Short ball in the middle of the ground. Walker. Goes to the outside. Has Jath through the middle. Who runs. Runs hard. Goes over his head. High ball. Gets it to Beck. That's Todd. Quickly plays on. Luke Ryan comes at him. He lowers his eyes. Not a great kick. And it's chopped off by Ross. He was looking for Shane Ingham and didn't get there. And that's going to go out of bounds on the full. Todd Beck is a recipient of this for the Dusties. 26 and a half gone, long quarter. Plays on, gets around Ryan. Has Visser. Goes to him.
Those old legs have the distance.
Well, McGarity was there too. Yep. He'd be the one I'd like having a shot late in the quarter.
Yep.
Nick Visser, though.
New ruckman.
Confident. The new ruckman.
Yep.
He's very confident, so he's going back. 27 minutes gone. This will get him in under a goal if he can kick it. Going to kick from 52. High ball. Sitting out to the right. So 9 points down now. 2-6 to 4-3. Out towards half-back. Brewster takes the ball out over the boundary line in front of Inverno. Here it comes. Bundle holds the front spot. Thomas wins the tap. Brewster out of mid-air.
Does work.
Luck's a fortune. He's found Todd Beck. Short inside to Visser again. He's paid the free kick, has he?
Yeah, chopped the arms. Yeah. Now we know he's got the distance here.
Yeah, he's that little bit closer, isn't he?
Yep.
Has he got the accuracy?
Oh.
Right on the siren. And they're trailing by 9 points. Here's a big opportunity here for Nick Visser. On the quarter time siren. Got a bit of Mitch McGovern about it from last week against Collingwood.
Let's hope he kicks it a bit better.
Nick Visser's had a good first quarter. He's going to kick from right on 50.
Nah.
He's missed to the right again. So they go to 2-7-19 at quarter time, Warragul Industrials. They trail by 8 points to Cora Lynn 4-3-27. We might take a quick break. And when we come back from that, we'll wrap up the first quarter. We'll have all the around the ground scores. And it's all thanks to Warragul Toyota. Park at quarter time, where Cora Lynn lead 4-3-27 to Warragul Industrials 2-7-19. So it's an 8-point lead to the Cobras. And have you got some goal kickers for us, Matt Moseley?
I do. Warragul Industrial so far, we have Cody Templeton with 1 and Nick Visser with 1. And we have Nick Gardner, 1 for Cora Lynn and 3 for Jackson Briggs. Great start for Jackson.
Certainly was. He
Could have had 4.
He should have had 4. What was that, 15 metres out?
Yeah, nearly broke the post.
Last shot. Nick Visser had a few shots. He missed to the right a few times, and they just, they've had 9 shots to 7. They've been inside 50 enough.
Yep.
I've liked their movement from the back half, Dusties, but I like what you said. They just missed that Lockie Bainbridge or that big forward,
Just
don't
something
they?
to straighten them up. Especially they're a bit slow coming centre forward because they've got nothing to kick to. They've only got little fellas got to rely on that lead. Sometimes you just got to dumb kick it in there. But if it's too slow, they've got the big fellas in Cora Lynn with the ruckman coming in there and just sits in the hole.
Who are the ones you like? Let's start with Cora Lynn right now. Who have you liked so far?
I like how Tim Payne just straightens them down back. He's been brilliant, and Jackson Briggs has been just so lively.
Yeah, three first quarter goals is a super effort. What about for the Dusties?
Kai Jath, he's been awesome. He's so lively. Every time he gets the footy, he brings excitement to the game. So,
yeah.
Toddy Beck's getting pretty busy. Nick Vizer's getting busy. But they're going to have to be busy all day.
They are. It's going to be a big ask. But I like the way they've started. I thought Shane Bruce has been a little bit quiet.
Yeah, he has.
Hopefully he can have a better quarter around the grounds. We haven't got a lot of scores that have come to hand at the moment. And I can tell you that Tooradin Dalmore were 27 to Bunyip 7. And that is the only score apart from the one here. So they've been pretty lazy or very ordinary, the sides in the West Gippsland at home, and namely Inverloch, Garfield, and these sort of sides. In the women's game, we haven't got a score with that one as yet either. Dusties, Warragul Industrials are in the grand final in the Peninsula Division 1 grand final against Mornington, and it's out there at the Frankston Oval, which is a beautiful ground, and it'd be lovely bathed in sunshine, but we haven't got a score from there either.
It has started. The clock is running, so it's 4 minutes in, and there might be no score yet.
That's a grand final, so hopefully they can get on the skates, some of these clubs, and get some scores through for us. So I've got a Daleston one. They're 3-2-20 to Cooey-Rup, 3 straight 18 at quarter time. Currumburrabina, 2-1-13. They might be listening because they're just starting to put in their scores. 1-3-9. I come through Currumburra today, and there was a lot there. I come through at 10 o'clock, 10:30. Had a massive crowd at Currumburra today.
Things might be starting to turn a little bit.
Had 2 wins in a row, and that sort of does, doesn't it, mate?
Yep.
The people are up and about. The other games are Garfield and Narnagoon, and the big one, Inverloch Kongwak against Phillip Island. That's the one we really would like to see if we can get a score off from throughout the day. So I've sent off a few texts to hopefully get that working for us, and maybe we might hear very soon. We're just about to get underway. And who do you see in the ruck there, Matty? Who's lining up in the ruck for Warragul Industrials up against the big Billy Thomas?
So the big Nick Visser.
Wow.
5'7".
Strange.
Yep.
So he doesn't even bother jumping or even competing, Visser, but they win it out through Templeton.
That's the theory I think they've got.
Yes, Bailey Beck goes short to your man, Jack. You've claimed him.
Yep.
Short again, back to Templeton. Quickly plays on. Good young player, this one. Goes up towards Brewster, and we made mention of him quarter time. Like to see a little bit more. Well, he's lively already. He's just outside 50. He's going to sit this up. Not a great kick. He was looking for Beveridge. Just set it up too high. He'll come back out. High ball. Bounces out over the back. Brewster again wins that. Falls over. Gets his handball away. He's paid a throw here, the umpire. So it'll come back to Jath for the Dusties. Still outside that defensive 50.
This is the next kick they're having trouble with.
Jath goes inside. High ball, and there it is. And
Yep.
Black's able to chop that off. Feeds it off. Peluso. Ooh, not a great handball to Munro. Lets McGarity in on it. Left foot snap at goal. He usually eats them for breakfast. Misses everything. Boundary throw in left forward pocket.
They started the second quarter well.
Yeah, they did that early in that first two, didn't they?
Yep, but they've got to start capitalising now.
That's it. Got to get
Yeah.
that score on the board, Matty. They're pressed up again, like you said. Makes it hard to get out.
Yep. But when they're getting it out, they're doing it with ease. The key is to run the footy out because the Dusties want you to kick long.
So, I'm just waiting for that ball to come back over. It's Bundle this time taking the ruck, so he's starting forward with Thomas. Thomas wins with a big right hand to the outside. Munro feeds it off to Luke Ryan, up the line, marking ball to Walkers, out of sight of the ground.
He's getting a bit of it.
He is.
Yeah.
Short, so they still have it that out of side. Just waiting for avenues to open up. They want to come back this way now, do the Cobras. They're going to go all the way back there.
Yeah, they're setting up really well, the Dusties.
In fact, I reckon that might be Arena, is it? It's hard to tell. All black, it's a long way away. Go to Peluso. Has some real contest from behind him from Ingham. Ball goes to ground, and well done by Shane Ingham, because they were away if Peluso was able to get that out to Jake Ross. He's given a free kick for holding the ball.
Jeez.
So Ingham, the veteran, takes the ball, goes inside to McGarity, open goal, and he doesn't miss that one. So a good start, and that's what they needed. He's so dangerous, and he's looked lively already early in the second quarter, Mason McGarity.
It comes reward with the effort. They set up so well behind the ball, and they got that turnover with the holding the ball. And look what happens, scoreboard pressure.
Cora Lynn 4-3-27. They lead Warragul Industrials 3-7-25. It's only a 2-point ball game thanks to Warragul Toyota. You need to look out if they hit the front. Visser wrestles him out of Thomas out of the way, but doesn't mean much as Thomas gets the tap. Briggs kicks inside to Coverdale. Has all the time in the world to get around onto his right, but he's missed to the right. Not a breath of wind out there.
It's hit the right a lot, though, down that end.
It has, and in the total score here, we've got 7-11. And I don't know why they're missing so many. As Beck takes it, left half, back flank. That's Todd, short. So, under the scoreboard, the Dusties. Templeton up the wing. High ball. Gets that out. Beveridge over the back. Boundary line beats them all. And
the work rate of Jaff. He's working really hard up and he's pushing right back. His running patterns are really good.
Yes, he's a class act, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's actually really great to watch.
Comes back into play. Thomas wins it out. Comes out to Brewster now. Feeds it off to Beck. Todd Beck goes up towards 50. They take the mark through Peluso, Cora Lynn. Kick's not great, but luck's a fortune to Arena. Gets the bounce, looks for Walkers. Geez, he read that well. And just able to take the mark. I reckon that's Thomas Vickery, who was listed as 44. I hope I'm right. We'll check that out. He's come out in the number 46. Punched away, Payne. Gets the front spot for Cora Lynn to Briggs. Sells some candy. High ball up towards the wing. Walker just wrestles his opponent underneath it and finds the boundary line with a punch. I reckon it's Thomas Vickery in the 46. We'll see how we go. Ball back into play. Visser holds the front spot, but Thomas wins the tap.
I think the idea with Visser is to get it on the ground, get busy. With Visser on the ground, the ruckman won't do as much as what Visser will on the ground.
I'd probably still go with someone with a little bit more height.
Definitely.
Because they're not going to win one tap, but they seem to be sharking it away, the Dusties, but just fumbling there was Commodore, and he couldn't take it cleanly and goes out over the line under the Cora Lynn coach's box. Centre wing position, Sports Stream Live broadcast side of the ground, 3-point lead, 6 minutes gone, second quarter to the Cobras. He wins it then, Thomas, to Munro. Gets the free kick against Beveridge. Munro now quickly plays on. Goes up towards Walkers. Gets through his hands. And he's played well, Todd Beck. Just cleans it up, and there we go. Have a look at the vertical leap. Nick Visser in front of the big fella, Will
6'5" ruckman.
Unbelievable leap. He's hurt himself coming down. He finds Beveridge with a spearing kick to McGarity. Wheels around onto the right foot. Gets it out over the back. Templeton couldn't take the mark, and Cobra's able to run this out. They'll look for Munro, gets out over the back of him. Peluso feeds it off. The big don't argue. Taylor back to Peluso. There's a player inside in Ryan. Hurry kick. He's coming back. Is the other Beck. That's Bailey. Him and Todd have been good up back.
Oh, Jaff's down.
Short to McGarity, who's had a lively second quarter. To Visser, the ruckman, goes to half forward. High ball. Sun's in the eyes of Templeton. Gets to the front of the pack. Wrapped up. Oh, is that a fresh air shot? No, it is a free kick. It'll go to Cora Lynn at defensive back pocket. Short outside to DeCosta. Has Ryan in the middle. Got to start tightening up on Luke Ryan. DeCosta runs off. Ends up going to the outer side. Short inside. Gardner has the front spot. Can't stop that.
The body work before he grabbed the footy was sensational.
Did his work early?
He did.
So here's a chance for his second from 50. Going to be a tough kick from there, but if anyone can do it, it's Nathan Gardner. Jeff's just...
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah. There's a little bit of a limp there, though.
Yeah, he'll be right.
Gardner has one that he got in the first quarter. Shooting for his second now. Kick from 50. Has 90 goals for the season, does Nathan Gardner. Goal umpire hasn't moved.
Beautiful kick.
What a wonderful kick to Nathan Gardner. And he gets his second.
Just does it with ease.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Cora Lynn going to 5-4-34. They lead the Dusties 3-7-25, and that's on your Warragul Toyota scoreboard. Jath limping forward.
Yep. He wants to stay out there.
And you need him around the ball.
He's been very important.
So, back in the middle. Now, Billy Bundle's back in the ruck. Thomas still wins it. Bouncing ball doesn't help Ryan, but it does help Munro. Goes inside, gets it out over the back of Coverdale, and Walker wins it. You'll always want that left foot, and that's why. Just a beautiful kick is Luke Walker, finds Toddy Beck. Going to come back inboard to Beveridge. Beveridge now. Another good left footer to Gibbons. Quickly plays on, up towards Bundle, who races forward. And that's where he can expose Big Billy Thomas.
Yep.
Bundle goes to 50. Going to miss everything. Out on the full.
Such a waste of a kick, isn't it? This gives Cora Lynn the footy again.
Free kick now to Inverno. Short to Payne. Has Peluso. Goes to him. Just keeps it in. Then he has Spearings. So they'll spread now. Lukey Ryan short. Decides to go back to Payne. And they're away through the 1-2. Not a great kick. Commodore. Tackled by Spearings. The umpire says we'll restart. It's on the half-forward flank for the Dusties. 10 minutes gone. Second quarter. 9-point lead as Spearings for Cora Lynn. Up towards 50. Geez, that was well sharked. Kick towards the wing, but DeCosta's going to chop that off for Cora Lynn. He's going to go inside 50. This will be a mark. No! McGilvray does well. Gets it out over the back to his teammate Russell. Handball's not great. Coming in quickly there is McDermott. Gives it off to Coverdale. Great smother by Beck. Kick's not great out of that area. And shot on goal for Dylan Ross here inside 50.
Just panicked a little bit then, Sam Russell, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's a very seasoned footballer.
You've played a fair bit of footy on this ground. Is there a scoring end, even when it's not windy?
I'd say where Cora Lynn's going.
Left of screen.
Left of screen, yep.
Close to the man on the mark, Dylan Ross, which always sits it up high in the end. Pack of players, gets to the front. Ryan, left foot snap, high ball. Luke Walker rushes that through. And I just thought Coverdale was going to mark that for Cora Lynn. Walker does well. This is the one I'd have it in his hands coming out from a behind every time, every day of the week.
Oh, beautiful kick.
Yeah, gets it out over. The weight on that kick was perfect to Todd Beck. He'll go short. There's Jath. Free kick, chopping of the arms. Oh, he went to go and the umpire said, yes, you did. Walker chops the kick off to Munro. Munro inside 50, one-on-one. Gardner takes the mark, 30 out, slide angle.
Doesn't look like dropping it, does he, on the lead?
You just know, don't you?
Yeah. Tough kick, though.
Oh, very, very tough kick. Yeah, his hands vice-like grip.
Yeah.
But McGilvray's been all right.
Yeah, he's up. He would have only had 2 kicks.
Yep.
That's been 2 goals.
2 goals.
Yeah.
He's been thereabouts, hasn't he? And
yep.
You just need help from upfield, from your midfield, cutting off that supply. In he comes. Nathan Gardner, if anyone will kick that. Straight through the middle. Beck's asking for a behind. The goal umpire, the way he's standing, I reckon he's going to give that a goal.
I reckon he might overrule it maybe here.
Bailey Beck is saying that's the point. Oh.
That field umpire.
Put the one hand up the field umpire, didn't he? Zach Scholes, and that's... No, there's the 2 hands. It's a goal. So after deliberation, I thought they were going to go to the war room, you know, the big screen there.
Well, they can't even get that right.
They can't. And Gardner gets his 3rd. And Cora Lynn, 6-5-41. They lead the Dusties 3-7-25. That's on your Warragul Toyota scoreboard.
As good as Dusties have been, they need the next one, don't they?
Yeah, they just haven't got the
firepower,
the effort for the money, the money for the effort, whatever you say. Is Todd Beck gets a hurried kick up towards centre forward where Payne sits under it. It's punched away from him. Brewster fumbles and he's given away a free kick to Wellwood here. Good to see Brewster up in the middle now, though, and I think because they lost Jath out of the middle, they had to put Brewster in there. So Wellwood goes wide to Peluso. He's going to go short again to Arena. Takes the mark in front of Cornwall. Arena onto the left foot. High ball. Bundles underneath it. Comes off his hands. Gets to the front. Oop, fumbling there was Stiglich. Fed out quickly towards half forward. Bouncing ball. Didn't look after Spearings at all. And we'll have a bounce down. 50 out from the Cora Lynn goal. 14.5 gone in this second quarter. 16-point lead to the Cobras. Bundle, double-handed tap. Only sharked by Jackson Briggs, though, for the Cobras. And the tackle laid by Nickel will get a restart. One by Jake Ross, that tap. Comes out to Brewster, though. Goes up towards Visser. Just didn't make the mark, so he gets the fumbling, ground bouncing ball. Goes inside to McGarity. Bouncing ball again. McGarity, who always retrieves from a pack. His second efforts is cat-like. He's wrapped up. We'll have a bounce down. Still inside that centre square on the Warragul Industrial side of the ground. Umpire Jake Dennerley puts it into the air. Ross wins the tap for the Cobras. High tackle here. It'll go to Nick Visser. Geez, he's been lively, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's given them something, isn't he?
And look at the kick. That's a beautiful kick.
Oh, this is the guy you want.
Yeah, to Brewster to Walker, and Brewster knew that was the man he wanted, and Walker's got it. And that's why you give it to him, Matty Moseley. He is a superb kick of the ball, Lukey Walker.
Yeah, as soon as you seen the number 7, you knew straight away, didn't you?
Here it is here. Watch Visser's kick. This is a beautiful kick to Brewster. And Brewster was about to go back for a set shot, and then he's seen. Well, I'm giving it to him because I know where this is going.
Yep, and it's on his favoured side too. It was really well done, and it's what they needed, the Dusties. They needed that next goal.
Certainly was. Dusties 4-7-31. They only trail by 10 points at the 16-minute mark of the sixth quarter. Cora Lynn 6-5-41, thanks to our great friends at Warragul Toyota. Bundle wins the tap. Munro's there, though, for the Cobras. Brewster goes in hard. Made a difference since going in the middle as Brewster. Bouncing ball comes out. Hurry kick forward by Commodore. Marked by Jath. Matty Moseley's man. Jath lowers his eyes. Finds Templeton. So they're just controlling the footy until they get someone in a better spot. Templeton wheels around onto the right foot. High ball. It's all Cora Lynn.
Yeah. And that's what Cora Lynn want. They want to kick it to a pack. They just don't have the height, Dusties.
So the free kick will come back. Or the mark, sorry. Wanted to quickly play on, did Edwards, and the umpire was having none of it. To Spearings. Sits it up, nearly. Brewster in on that, but got there in the end. Nickel falls over. He's in a 2-on-1 here. Does well. Does Ben Nickel. And able to halve that contest and get a restart.
That's what you want on 2-on-1. They're doing really well here, Dusties. They'll be really happy so far.
Bundle wins the tap. Luke Ryan sharks it for Cora Lynn, though. He'll go up towards Coverdale. Might have been nudged out of it. Probably played for the free kick. Walker gets a shocking bounce, but good enough to get back in after it to Willis. He goes in again. Umpire's pulled a throw here against Walker. No, sorry, to Walker against Cora Lynn. I reckon that might have been against Bakari. No, it was against McDermott. Walker goes wide, finds Russell. Again to McGilvray. Outside 50, it's a 1-on-2. He's going to have to do well here. Come off his chest. And they're away here. Cora Lynn just settling. Shut it, goal, and he's hit the post. So it's their turn to start missing a few here. And Briggs again had a chance for his fourth. He's missed.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, that's... And McDermott's just thought happy birthday here. And we'll see that again in a minute on the replay. But that was...
Few and far between with Luke Walker. He's had really good foot skills.
And we've just been wrapping him up about his feet. And I think I might have even said, this is the man that's got to be kicking the ball in.
Yeah.
And he does this to you. I don't know what he was thinking. Because I don't think there was a Dusty's player even near McDermott.
It's just a massive error.
So
Human error.
McDermott gets his first for the day and takes him out to a 17-point lead. And Lukey Walker won't be happy with that. Cora Lynn 7-6-48. Dusty's 4-7-31. Back in the middle, Thomas wins it. Templeton does the sharking for the Dusties, but he's wrapped up and get a restart in the middle of the ground. Nearly into time on in the second quarter. Don't forget, half-time, the second part of the Alex Tarou interview. As Spearings wins it, back to Luke Ryan. Right foot snap around the body. Good use of the body by Beck, bouncing ball. Then he just blocks well. Underground handball hasn't hit the mark, though. Briggs feeds it out to Munro. Gives the don't argue, but might have been a bit high, that don't argue.
I think he got him in the throat.
And Commodore take the free kick. Into time on. 17-point leaders, the Cobras. Commodore, left foot. It's going early then was Todd Beck. Gets out over the back of him and Walkerson. Out over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in centre wing position. Outer side of the ground. Ball back into play. Thomas and Bundle. Bouncing ball, shallow throw in. It's not coming out. We'll get a restart. Currumborough, 4-1-25. Currumborough-Bena, sorry. Trail by a point to Kirribass, 3-8-26. Dalston 3-2-20, Kiwirrup 3 straight 18, and Turton Dalmore 5-10-40 to Bunyip 1-1-7. They're away. Cora Lynn inside 50. What a great kick. McGilvray mops it up to Beck. Back to McGilvray. Back to Beck. Goes away. Scrubby kick. Doesn't find the mark. Comes out to the hands of Braben. Feeds it off to Beck. To Templeton. Going to turn it over to Taylor. So Liam Taylor, centre wing position outer side of the ground. Short ball, didn't go the required distance. Umpire calls it a play on, so he gets the 1-2. Pressure's good. They're able to get this away, though. High ball to Gardner. Has a 1-on-2. Just reads it better than both of them.
Sam Russell was more worried about Gardner, and he was the one in front.
It was just incredible the way, because just the way he used the body. Sam Russell, as you said, and McGilvray. Russell was worried about Gardner, got in McGilvray's way. And
he should have been the one that marked it.
Yes, play the ball on its merits half the time.
Yep.
Gardner comes in, straight in front. He's got 4. Only had the one at quarter time. We're all in the grand final out at Frankston. The Warragul Industrials girls, 2-1 apiece with Mornington. It's all tied up. So Nathan Gardner gets his 4th. And we're 22 and a half into the second quarter. 8-6-54 Cora Lynn, 4-7-31 Dusties. Thanks to our great friends up the road. Warragul Toyota, I can tell you, I'm in a new RAV4 hybrid, and they are a dream to drive. Took me a long time to buy the new car. I've been driving around the same car for 15 years, Matty.
Did it take long for you to come through? Or was ready for you straight away?
Straight away.
Oh, beautiful.
Don't muck around. And it's a dream to drive, and yeah, get yourself in a Toyota, get down and see the guys at Warragul Toyota. They'll look after you. All back in the middle, nearly half time. Don't forget Alex Tarue interview. Second part, that interview is Templeton. Quickly out to Beck. Geez, I've loved Toddy Beck's game.
Yep.
Kick's not great to McGilvray, and it favoured Peluso. So he took the mark for the Cobras. He's going to square this up to Edwards. Got nowhere to go now because Bundle's got black covered. So he's got to go back up the line. That's Edwards. In fact, so Jet Edwards, outer side of the ground. He'll go long up the wing. Going high ball towards... Payne's gone forward here. Chopping in front is Coverdale. Feeds it off. Go inside. Payne gets it again. Snap around the corner. He's going to get it. Oh, he's dropped the soda. And that's going to be deliberate. No, it's on the full.
Yep.
Unlucky. Dropped the soda. You would never have thought he'd drop that.
Just fell out of the hands.
Don't worry, he'll kick this the way he's kicking them at the moment. Hasn't missed one. This is his toughest one yet. Comes around, not going to snap quickly enough. Geez, I thought McGilvray was stiff then.
Yeah, he was.
So that's his first blemish of the day. He's got 4.
Lucky for Dusties, though, nearly 25 minutes in.
Yes.
You know, all of a sudden it would have been a 30-point margin.
And right now it's out to a game lead high of 24 points.
And I still think they've been pretty much super for most of the game. Like,
I'm with you. Let's see if this is a bit better from Luke Walker. He hasn't worried him. He's gone short again. But this one has found the desired result. He's going to get the 1-2 from Jolly. And he goes, there's a beautiful kick. He's just a lovely kick. You allow him a blemish every now and then, Matty, don't you?
Yeah, no one's perfect.
Go back to Templeton. And we'll probably use Walker again. No, he'll go up. Oh, he's turned it over to Payne. Payne has a player inside. Shot at goal. He's missed. Oh, no. He has. Geez, the comedy of errors just...
The turnover in the defensive 50.
That was Jackson Briggs. He's missed, I reckon, he's kicked 3, but I reckon he's kicked the next 4 points on shots. So, we're nearly at half time, nearly 26 minutes gone, as Willis for the Dusties gets it up towards the wing. Geez, that was well rode by Templeton. Has supporting Jath if he wants him. Ignores that, sits it up. Bundle can't take the mark, comes to ground. Still a chance here, the Dusties. Oh, squared up kick to Brewster, and Brewster takes the mark. He's 35 out, more or less directly in front.
Captain's kick this one.
Yeah.
Right on a half time.
Really need this from the captain. 26 and a half gone. They're down by 25. Get it back under
20. Yeah.
Goes in at half-time with a bit of confidence. Brewster. Oh, he's missed to the left. Wow. So they're 24 points down.
You'll be happy with that at the start of the day, half-time, 4 goals down?
Yeah, you would be at the start of the game, but I reckon the way they've played, you probably wouldn't be now.
Yeah.
Because they've played well enough to be closer. Spearings. Takes the mark in front of McGarity. Out towards half-back and finds Arena. Liked his game too. Got a bit of it on the wing. Arena. Up the line, wants Thomas. Gets out over the back. Beck does well. That's Bailey Beck. Hurry kick forward, but Cora Lynn just able to chop this off at times. Arena goes backwards. Finds Edwards. Edwards now to Taylor. Still inside defensive 50, the Cobras, but they want the outer side, and they get it now in the hands of Inverno. Up towards Payne. I like the move of him forward. He's looked lively since going there, hasn't he? Gives it back out to DaCosta. Short towards Spearings. Doesn't get there. High ball inside, but going to be chopped off by Sam Russell. As Visser goes to him. 28 minutes gone, second quarter. Goes to a 1-on-2 and gets through the hands of his teammate in Cornwall. Thomas. He goes short. Jath's there to mop up from the Ross drop. Comes out to Templeton from Nickel.
It's got nothing ahead.
McGarity gives it off. Ends up in the hands of Cornwall. There's nowhere to go. And Jackson Briggs just chops this off. Goes to Walkus. Cora Lynn are away. Munro in the middle. Feeds it off to Peluso. Short. Kick has too much on it there for McDermott. All wrapped up. We'll have a bounce down in the middle.
Even back then, when Dusty's had the footy, just kick it forward.
Yeah, turn it over 50 down the road.
Yeah, you'd rather it in your goal square than in that position.
Yep. They've got a long way to come back then. Nickel takes it away for the Dusties. Oh, that's not a good kick. Sits it up, and it's going to be a free kick to Peluso. McGarity was going backwards, so he wanted the kick over the top.
Yep.
And he just sat it up. Peluso sat under it and got the free kick. Jath's going to chop this off. No. Ends up in the hands of Taylor. That's a good kick. Jath's gone down again as the Taylor kick finds Ross. It's Dylan Ross on the right foot. Inside, Gardner has a couple to beat. Has the sit. Comes to the front. McGilvray tackled by Gardner, and we'll get a restart.
Oh, he's given a high.
He's given a high free kick. McGilvray will take that. So Jath's coming to the boundary now. Doesn't look good. Half time here at Western Park. Sees the Dusties at 4:8:32. They trail Cora Lynn 8:8:56 at half time. We'll quickly go through the goal kickers, and then we might go straight into the second part of that Alex Tarou interview. So the four goals for Warragul Industrials are Luke Walker, Cody Templeton, Nick Visser and Mason McGarity. And 8 have been kicked by the Cobras, and it's 4 to Nathan Gardner, 3 to Jackson Briggs, and 1 to Max McDermott. There's your 8. And half time, just a quick look at some around the ground scores in other games of West Gippsland. We still haven't got a score from the Inverloch game, although I just have one through now. Quarter time was 3-2-20 apiece. Sent through, thanks very much, from Ian Wiz-Doherty from SEN. And the girls' grand final, Warragul Industrials 2-1-13, trail by 1 solitary point out at Frankston in their Division 1 grand final to Mornington, who are 2-2-14. Currumbarabina 4-2-26. Kilcunda Bass, a 4-8-32. We haven't had a Garfield Nanagoon score all day. Dalston 3-2-20 to Kuirup 3 straight 18. Tooradin Dalmore 6-13-49 to Bunyip 2-2-14. And of course here, 8-8-56 Cora Lynn to Warragul Industrials 4-8-32. All thanks to our great friends out at Warragul Toyota. Let's go to the second part of that interview with the great boy Alex Tarue from Warragul Industrials, also the Gippsland Power and Vic Country, and what a season he has had.
How's the transition? You've found the transition going forward from back through the mid and you're up forward now. I know you had 5 shots at goal last week. How have you found that? Are you enjoying that?
Yeah, it's definitely opposite of the spectrum. Instead of annoying the forward the whole time, you're getting annoyed the whole time. But I sort of found it the same. It's always pretty difficult, the leading patterns, and that's something I'm gonna have to get used to if I get the chance to go down forward again. But it's just try and mark anything I can, and then just rally the boys along and get everyone involved. So just the normal footy I know and love, but just on the other side of the field.
So when you're up forward, do you at times think, well, this is how I would have played this as a backman, or do you get on the bike and you get up and high present and that sort of thing, knowing defenders don't like forwards that are on the move?
There's not really much thinking going on. Since being new to the forward, I'm mainly just listening to what the coaches say, because I don't really have much idea myself as of yet, not having much experience forward. So I'm just trying to listen to what the coaches say, really, just get that around my head.
So it's just a craft that you'll learn over time, there's no doubt about that. As I said earlier, you're injury-free right now, which is a good thing, but I'm told that you probably will get some injuries throughout your career because your fierce attack on the footy and at a contest.
Yeah, I love to pride my game when people ask on my competitiveness and my just attack on the game, because I think first of all I think it looks good. I think it builds connections with everyone, because when I'm doing it in my mind, it's all team focus. So I know if someone lays a hard tackle, that it brings everyone up and about, and I know that if I do it, then everyone's going to get up and about because they know I'm willing to put my body on the line for the team. So I just feel like it gets the team real involved and gets everyone up and about to get the wins. Yeah,
you've got already a nickname that's following you around. Tell us a little bit about that. The Flying Viking.
Yeah, so that's it come out of nowhere really, but yeah, my mate Cal Toomey, he loves to make some nicknames, so that one's sort of sticking a little bit, so I'm happy to hear it. But yeah, I think it's come from origins of Dad being Swedish. So one of the AFL players, Flying Dutchman, yeah, he sort of stolen that a bit and then put a little twist on it, Viking from Sweden. So there's a lot of depth in the nickname.
And for you young ones out there, the Flying Dutchman was Paul van der Haar through the 70s and 80s at Essendon. What a player he was. A couple of other things off field right now. In October, you've got a golf function. I think this is sensational what you're doing here with Mindful Oz. Tell us a little bit about that day and what that entails.
Yeah, so my school, Luana, really loves to be involved over the last few years in raising money for Mindful Oz. So they've let us have it in our own hands, really, our Year 12s this year, so me and a few other boys. Some of my good mates, you're just trying to raise money, really, for a cause, and then we go up at a golf course and play, not sure how many holes yet, but we go play some golf, go play some speed golf, and just all raising money for Mindful Oz. So we're doing all the advertising ourselves and then writing up a page for donations and all that. So we're really independent in that. We're taking on board our 17 and 18-year-olds. So it's a real good task for us in the future, and just that will stick with us forever, because we all support the cause.
That's fantastic. I think Bailey Humphrey, an ex-Skippy Power boy, might have had something to do with it too, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely. He's still very involved in it, yeah.
Yeah, that is sensational. Hey, you must have had over time, because I know with the Coach Talent League, you're travelling all over the place. You must have had some real great support from family. Tell us about how that goes, driving you around everywhere like your mum did here today for the interview.
Yeah, definitely. Even our home games are about 45-minute drives away, and trainings, but luckily at school the teachers are coaches, so they help out a lot. But Mum, I have to attribute it to Mum and Dad and Stepdad. Heaps of it that just goes into it. When we're not travelling real far away with the team, they're always there. They're always supporting regardless. They're coming with me everywhere. They came with me for my Vic games to Queensland and Western Australia. So their support's just unreal, and I just can't imagine it without them.
The Vic Metro game at Marvel must have been a beauty.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Great game to be involved in.
Yeah, definitely. Best I've ever played, I like to say.
I had a look at it,
Yeah.
and Xavier Lindsay was another one that I just thought was super on that day, a teammate of yours at Gippy Power. The other thing I must say too is that on the research coming into this interview, Fox Sports have said you'll go top 30. Now, no pressure, but that's a huge rap. You know, from someone that wasn't in an under-16 group and is now tated to go in the top 30 in the draft in November, it must just give you real confidence to be able to go out there and play some really good footy.
Yeah, it's all sort of a shock because a lot of the boys, not everyone, but a lot of people, they make the 16s and footies their whole life, and they're 100% guaranteed, not guaranteed, 100% like certain that this is what they want to do. But for me, it's been a pretty rocky road, so it's never been 100% sure. So to be sort of recognised, it's just got to attribute to everything I've been told from the experts and people I trust, and that all the work I'm doing is paying off now. So through all the bumpy, rocky roads, it's all paying off now, and getting recognised is just sort of unreal. But it's only half the journey now. So
that's right. There's a long way to go.
There's a long way to go.
But you're doing all the right things. There's no doubt about that. What about here at Warragul, the Dusties? You played a bit of footy here, and you got a lot of friends here.
Yeah, it's awesome. Started the year, top age 16's year, and built a lot of connections through my old school, and it's just family.
Alex, everyone at Sports Stream Live, everyone in Gippsland to do with football and sport in general, wish you all the best for the rest of the year. You've got a couple of games to go with Gippy Power and then finals, and then you've got a big couple of months coming up ahead of you. All the very best. Go well and just enjoy your time.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Welcome back to Western Park. What a great young man, Alex Tarou, and I am really looking forward to watching his journey for the remainder of this year. He's got a couple of games to go with Gippy Power. He's an exceptional young man. He's aligned himself with the Mindful Oz group. He's doing something for them in October. He's got the draft combine coming up in October. Then he's got the draft in November 20, 21 and 22. And Fox Sports have already aligned him in the top 30 that they think he will get picked. And many others are saying earlier than that. But the thing is, he's a great young man, great family, and really looking forward to his journey. It was an absolute pleasure to catch up with him. And as I say, it's not about his football ability, but it's the type of person this young man is. He's a super kid, and thanks go out to his family for allowing that. Also, Alan Chandler out at Luana College. Alex speaks so highly of Luana College and Alan and everyone out there, that what they've done for him. And his mum did off air too. I spoke to her about Luana College, and she just said it really has been the best thing for him. So the work they do out at Luana College, absolutely super for these kids, because you're turning them into good human beings. It's not just about the sport. What I wanted to touch on before we go through some around the ground scores was a mark taken in that second quarter by Nick Visser of Warragul Industrials that sits at about 5'7" or 8. And he took this over the big ruckman, Will Thomas. Have a look at this, Matty. What do you think of this? Just that standing vertical leap. We just talk about the draft combine. I'll tell you what, he might be up there in the records.
Well, we did see him when he was on the ground for a bit after it. I reckon he would have had a few sore calves after that.
Yes. Hey, you've got a score of the women's grand final out at Frankston between the Warragul Industrials and Mornington in the Mornington Peninsula Division 1 grand final. How's that going?
Well, Mornington 2-3-15, and the girls are now up 3-1-19.
4 points.
Half time.
We'll keep an eye on that. Inverloch Congwack 3-2-20, Phillip Island 3-2-20. That has a lot riding on this game.
Yeah, it does.
That game. We haven't had a Garfield Narnagoon score. Currumborough, Beena against Kilcundabassi. You got a score there?
Yeah, 4-2-26 to 4-8-32.
So Kilcundabassi in front there. What about the Cooey-Rupp Dalston game out at Dalston? How's that going?
Yeah, 6-4-40 to 8 straight career up. They've kicked really well there, haven't they?
So that's a close one. 8 points to the Demons. And Tooradin Dalmore.
Well, they're the opposite. They've kicked 6-13-49 to Bunyip 2-2-14. Probably a bit closer than we probably expected.
Not too bad. Yeah. I'm with you there. And here, of course, it's Cora Lynn 8-8-56 to Warragul Industrials 4-8-32 at half time. The umpiring, I've liked it. I think they've done a mighty job. Jake Denley, Zach Scholes and Peter Hogan today.
Haven't noticed them. So what does that mean?
That tells you they've done a great job.
Exactly right.
A good crowd that have built up underneath us here. We're upstairs in the cricket club here. And I've got to say, thanks to Warragul Industrials for putting us up in here and everything that they've done and setting this day up. And they set up the Alex Tarue interview that we did Thursday night. And the young man isn't playing today, but you know where he was very early this morning. He was here with his mates, hanging around, having a kick. And he's a ripping kid, this one. And I really look forward to his journey over the next couple of months, Matty.
He's just like one of the kids. He doesn't want to be above anyone else. He's just part of the Warragul Industrials Footy Club. He doesn't want, that's what you want.
Yeah. And the umpires coming out onto the ground for the third quarter. Now, we've been quite happy with the way Dusties have gone.
Yeah, we have. I've been happy with them.
Yeah, 24 points down at half time. I know a lot of people had said to me, geez, you're not going to be calling the close one on Saturday. That's going to be, it's only half time.
Yep.
So, and Jath's gone down, which I don't like the looks of for Dusties. Yeah. But having said that, they've really committed to the contest every time, haven't they, today?
Yeah. From what we can only go to half time, like the second half could change. But the first half, I'll be quite happy as a Dusty supporter. Coming into the day, be thinking, geez, against Cora Lynn, it's going to be a tough day. But the boys have done really well. I think they've set up really well behind the play. I think their foot skills have been quite good, bar Luke Walker's kick in.
Just the one?
Just the one, but his goal was brilliant as well.
Oh, lovely, wasn't it?
And Nick Vizer's playing really well for a guy who's be well into his 30s.
Yep.
Not a big fella, and he's jumping in the ruck. He's doing his part for the team.
Nathan Gardner started the day at 89 goals. He's been here before and kicked a ton. He's got 4 to half time, got 1 in the first quarter and 3 in the second. He's at 93 right now. If it does blow out, he's every chance of kicking the 7 required to get to the ton.
Absolutely. And I hope he does. I don't want to hear him going to the bench late in the game.
I'm tipping it will happen.
Oh, no.
If he gets close, he's at 4 now, and I reckon if he's at 8 at three-quarter time, you won't see him in the last quarter. There you go. We'll see how close I am.
We'll see if Dusty's kick a few, and if it's a tight game, it might be different.
Yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
We are getting ahead of ourselves. Both clubs back out on the ground now. But I've liked the Dusties, and I think McGilvray's been all right.
Yeah, he has. He's done well. Like, he would have only had, 4 or 5 kicks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, he got the one on the full.
Yeah.
Over here, he missed that one around the corner. But the supply at times was really good to him. And we spoke about this last week in the Morwell East Yanar game, is that, and you've played that position, the big forwards want it in a one-on-one nice and quick, don't they?
Well, it doesn't give the defender a chance. And I've noticed so far, though, today with Dusties, they're not dropping one back.
No.
It's like last week we had with Tom Robertson and Brendan Chapman.
Yeah.
Today we're not having that. So it's put a lot of pressure on the one-on-one.
Now, you also know Michael Duncan quite well.
I do. I've played against him.
What do you reckon he might have said at half-time to his charges? What would I would assume you'd know better than I. You've been involved in the game in a modern era. He would have been positive, I would have thought.
Positive, but knowing this side is going for a premiership and they will come out. Like, you think they won't be happy with a 4-goal, being in front by 4 goals at half-time. But yeah, he has to be positive. There's no reason to be negative. Like, I would turn up today and think it's a great thing for them to be only 4 goals down at half-time. But they've put themselves in the position now. They've got a chance to win. Try and win it.
Yeah, they've only had the 4 less shots at goal. It's a 4-goal difference.
Yep.
So I reckon those ones in the first quarter, they were 2-7 at quarter time.
Yep.
So in the second quarter, they've kicked 2-1.
Yep.
That first quarter, my message would have been, if I was Michael Duncan, was something like, you know what? We're in this and we're thereabouts. We just got to clean up a couple of areas.
Yep.
And you don't know. And I like what they're doing here. You can't see it. It's just off camera at the moment. But the Dusties look really united, don't they, to the left?
They feel like they're in the game.
Yeah.
They're going down the left side of screen, which is where the supporters are sitting at. If they can get them going, could be like a little bit of a 19th man. Yep.
I cannot see Jath out there.
No, he's there.
He is he?
Oh, I made sure he was there.
That's a good sign. Here comes Lukey Walker, because when you get to that age and you've played 300-plus games, you tend to take a little while to come out. You get a bit more of a rub down than anyone else, Matty.
A bit more deep heat in the legs.
And we've got to say, too, because we'll have a lot of West Gippsland people that didn't tune into the Mid Gippsland game last week. We did. Excuse me. When we welcomed you in, 200-plus gamer in this region. Currently on the other Achilles, you had the right one done. You've now had the left one done. You've had ribs this year. And how are you feeling?
Better than I did about a month ago, let me tell you. At least I'm back on my feet. I'm in a moon boot, but the crutches are off. So that's a big win for me.
And are you the type that put the feet up and try to really milk it at home?
No, the missus doesn't let me.
Doesn't allow?
No.
Doesn't allow that?
No.
You don't get away with much?
No.
So the chores have still got to be done.
Yes, we have a
Moseley
have a young child at home, so yeah, let's pass over to Dad.
Oh,
yeah,
jeepers! Because obviously you're off work at the moment.
Yep.
You can't work in the garden type, landscape type industry with big moon boot on.
No. Chores at home.
Chores at home.
Yep. That's why I got to come out here on a Saturday.
It's a smart move.
Yep.
Very, very intelligent move, that. Now, Jath's lining up forward.
I like it.
Yep.
Hopefully he's not sore.
Edwards will take him there. And Brewster lines up forward with Payne. Geez, that's a good matchup.
It is.
There's over 700 games of footy there between those two.
Very decorated careers, isn't it?
It is. As we're underway in the third quarter, as Bundle falls over. Brewster comes in off the half-forward area and wins it, goes up forward looking for McGarity, but Peluso, as he always does, gives everything. The kick wasn't great. He nearly missed his foot. And they'll just keep it in play, no. Gets out over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in centre wing position out of side.
Nick Vizar starting deep. I actually don't mind that.
Who was that, sorry?
Nick Vizar.
Yep.
He's a very hard man to match up on. As you can see, he's not very big, but he's gone into the ruck, full forward.
That jump he showed earlier, he can jump as they go to nickel. High ball. More hope than anything. Peluso gets out over the back, drops it, which brings in McGarry's direct opponent, and then he's tackled by Peluso. And we'll get a restart. So I said the pre-game, we're really looking forward to that contest. Right now, McGarry has one. And I reckon 2 goals for the day would be a win for Peluso.
Yeah, definitely.
So, free kick will go to big Will Thomas. Geez, he had a good career, the big fella. Goes to that outer wing again. Gets out over the back of Luke Ryan. Walkus gets the crumb and handball goes out over the line. We'll have another boundary throw in, centre wing position, out of side. First minute and a half of this third quarter, 24-point lead on the Warragul Toyota scoreboard to Cora Lynn.
Played a lot of his footy at Cora Lynn, Will Thomas.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, he's been there a while now.
Yep.
Super player. Plays with injuries.
Yep. Just gets the job done.
He just does. And he's, what's the word? He's quite deceiving.
Yep.
I reckon there'd be more mobile athletic ruckmen look at him and go, oh, geez, I'm in for a good day here.
Yep.
And they walk off with their tail between their legs a lot of the time.
Yep.
As Bundle wrestles him out of the way and wins it. Hurry kick along the ground. Jath, he's moving all right. Oh, he's moving very well. As Jath, and he goes inside 50. Beautiful kick. I reckon he was looking for Visser. and Will Jolly just popped in front of him. He'll go to McGarry, 1 on 3, pops it up, gives it too much time. Black wins it to Edwards, comes to the outside to Wellwood. Not a great kick. Bouncing ball, beats Nickel, comes back to Walker, to Brewster. They're away now through Nickel. Good tackle from
Great pressure.
Jackson Briggs. Just stuck at it, didn't he?
Yeah, he's hurt himself, though.
Oh, he has. They can't afford that. Got too many out as it is at the moment. Beck, grubbing kick, goes forward, comes out to Cornwall, leaves it for Brewster, taken high. Umpire in perfect position was Zach Scholes. Yeah, good umpiring. Put himself in it, and I reckon that's half the battle. A lot of umpires get in the wrong spot.
Yeah, blindsided.
Yeah, he was in a perfect position to pay the correct free kick against Payne to Brewster, who hasn't hit the scoreboard, the captain, today. Missed one in that second quarter, I reckon he should have got. He'll kick from 30, slide angle. That's my 9-iron.
He's kicked the ground, hasn't
He has,
Yeah.
and he's just hit it to DaCosta. That's an old man's kick sometimes. The legs are getting weary. He's played over 400 games.
It's just after half time as well.
Yeah, Nickel wins it. Ryan goes back, can't take the mark. Goes to ground to Stiglitz. Feeds it off. Coming out is DaCosta. He gets it back to Stiglitz. Jackson Briggs moving better now on the outside. Didn't use him. Up towards half forward. Gets through Beck's hands to Coverdale. He's tackled. Did he throw that out? Umpire lets it go as Beck is tackled. We'll get a restart right in front of the Cora Lynn coach's box. So 4 minutes gone. Nothing added to the scoreboard as yet. Thomas, left foot, quick kick, Spearings. Just handballs it out in front of him, a la Kevin Bartlett style, then wins it back, gets it to Gardner, collects it on the second go, feeds it back. Oh, good tackle, all wrapped up was McDermott. Free kick will go to the Dusties.
He gave that holding the ball.
Yeah. To McGilvray. So in that defensive 50 deep, you'll get him outside to Walker.
I think it was meant there.
I don't think it was either. It was a tumbling over and over that kick. As Walker, it's a beautiful kick, finds Todd Beck. He'd be in their best three, Todd Beck.
He's had a lot of it.
Hasn't he?
Yeah,
to
he
Russell.
Great second quarter.
Up the wing with another beautiful kick to Cornwall.
They've got the overlap.
Yep. And they're away now through Gibbons. Lowers his eyes. Piercing kick. Gets to Jolly. Edwards grabs him and he's out over the boundary. We'll have a boundary throw in. Right forward pocket for the Dusties. Need to get the first one, Matty.
Yeah, definitely.
Thomas just out manoeuvres Bundle to Spearings. Fumbles. Waiting for it to kick up. It doesn't. Brewster goes in low. And we'll get a restart. 65 around from the Dusties' goal under the scoreboard. Again, Thomas just puts the big butt there and makes it hard for Bundle, but Gibbons wins it, does well, feeds it to the outside. Beveridge, left foot, spearing kick.
Great kick.
Wasn't that a great kick?
That was beautiful.
To McGarity. He is a lovely kick, and Beveridge is trying to get it back. And if I know anything about Mason McGarity, that's not going anywhere but at goal, towards goal.
They've started well again, Dusties.
He's going to have to kick this 45. Goes close to Peluso on the mark. And it's a mongrel finger-breaking punt kick that Luke Ryan chops off. So Ryan towards Thomas. Coming across the front again was Beck. Off his hands, out over the boundary line. At times today, some of the kicking has they've looked very tired, some players, haven't they? Leg weary.
For perfect conditions,
Yeah.
Very wobbly kicks.
Bundle and Thomas broke even on that one. Munro feeds it out. That's gone straight towards the boundary. You don't see deliberate paid. That was Spearings, and rarely do you see it paid. We did see it once last week, didn't we?
We did, and it was late in the game.
Yeah, in a 3-point game in the end. Was incredible. Boundary umpire brings it back into play. It was a real shallow. So that's going to have to be redone again. It's taken out over the line. Probably needs to come in a bit more. It's got more on it. Thomas takes it out. Feeds it off.
Oh.
Comes out to Edwards. To the outside to Spearings. Up the line towards Walkers. Comes off his hands. Walker taps it, then wins it. No, he doesn't. They're away here. Great smother from Beck. That's Bailey. Nickel, left foot to Beveridge. Centre forward. Drops what he should have taken. Allows Peluso in on it. He can't take it cleanly. Gibbons comes in. Munro's there. He's double teamed and get a restart in the middle of the ground. Visser with Thomas. He halves that one, and that's all you want, Matty.
Yeah, they've got to start getting some scoreboard pressure on now, the Dusties, because they've been so good.
And quite often the way is the opposition, after you have all the play, you don't score, they
get
take
an
it
easy
down.
goal.
And it breaks your heart, doesn't it?
Yep.
As Thomas goes to the wing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what level of footy you play, it always happens.
See it. Arena towards half forward to Ryan. Up the line to Briggs. Jackson Briggs sits it inside. High ball, Gardner in a one-on-one. Wrestles underneath it, but Dusties are there to mop up. Then Gardner goes in again. And we'll get a restart as Nickel lays the tackle. Thomas comes in late, wins the tap, gets it back. Walker lays the tackle. And another stoppage.
Yeah, a lot of players around the ball.
Walker sharks that beautifully. They're away through Beck. Todd Beck.
Now this is,
Up the wing to Jath.
what can he do?
Tackled. Oh, gee. Yep. Oh, just hope the way he landed, looked like the leg might have gone underneath him, and he's getting up slowly again. So they get the free kick, and he's limping heavily again. It's not good signs. What a mark.
He got it.
Yes.
Beck.
That was Bailey Beck. Leapt early and sat up there and was able to bring it down. Great mark. A huge chance for the MDR digital mark of the day. Goes up towards half forward. Gibbons. Black feeds it back to Payne. Has some company early, but he's able to get it away to Edwards. To DaCosta. Left foot, lowers the eyes. Centre wing position. The Cobras go forward, long kick, looking for Gardner, comes out. Courage from Bailey Beck backing back in front of Gardner. Gee, I've liked the way they've just kept at it in their commitment today. That was McGilvray on that occasion for the Dusties, and it was also Sam Russell. Comes into Willis. Takes the mark in front of Spearings. McGarity has to sit. Peluso just used the body,
I reckon
and
the
he's paid
umpires
the
have
block.
Yeah, the umpire's seen it.
Yeah, it was a bit obvious.
And he's given 50.
Yep. It's got to go back on the full.
Yeah.
Just-
Every player knows that too.
And it's a selfish attitude. I don't
Yeah.
like that when players do it. So we still haven't had a goal kicked in this quarter. Just the one behind to Cora Lynn as McGarity goes inside 50. Ingham comes out, goes through his hands. One by Black. Feeds it over.
Ooh, dangerous tackle.
Very dangerous tackle from Ingham on the Cora Lynn boy in Wellwood. And
Really slung him down, didn't he?
he did. Umpire let it go. So I'll have a boundary throw in. It's inside the Dusties 50. Thomas from behind wins the tap to DaCosta. Gets the clearing kick outside their defensive 50. Walkus was the meat in the sandwich, but back to Walker to Jath. Oh, he's limping every time. That's that left ankle, I think. It just favours it. Yes, it is. Just favours it every time. A lot of courage staying out there, I must say.
You saw tomorrow.
Yes. Ball back into play. Again, that right-hand punch from Thomas, but Beveridge wins it. Gives it off to Commodore. Gets onto the left foot. Like Cody Templeton's game. He marks at 50. Kick's not great. Gets out over the back, though.
Oh, no.
The handball wasn't great from Todd Beck. Missed the mark. Kick goes forward. Russell leads Coverdale in the race for the ball. Falls over. It's allowed Coverdale to come into it. He fumbles. I'm waiting for the Benny Hill music here. There's a error after error. And gang tackled on that occasion was Lockie Braben. And we'll have a bounce down.
Coaches always say, got to hold, keep your feet. And he fell to the ground.
Yeah. Restart. And we'll get another one. Very quiet crowd here today, Matty. Found it?
Yeah, it's just a bit somber, isn't
It is. It's an incredible atmosphere, really. There's a lot of people here, but you would think there wasn't many as the bouncing ball to Jack. Peluso's in there, always low and hard, and he comes up with it. Gets the outside of the foot, but it ends up in the hands of Templeton. Lowers his eyes to Beveridge. He lowers his eyes, and what a great pair of hands of Cornwall. That is a really good mark.
Really put the Dukes out, didn't he?
Yeah. He was under enormous pressure from Liam Taylor, and he didn't do anything wrong.
Yep.
Just short via slight grip. So, Cornwall. Kick from 45. That looked nice off the boot. Wow. That's the first one of the third quarter. And it took nearly 15 minutes for that to happen. So they get one, and they've gone on to 5-8-36. In fact, that's 5-8-38. My maths is gone. To the Dusties, Cora Lynn 8-9-57. It's back under 20, 19 points.
Yep.
All thanks to Warragul Toyota. Umpire Peter Hogan has the ball back in the middle. Again, the little Visser to the big Thomas.
Jeez, if they get the next one.
They shark it well off those taps. Diving was Beveridge, couldn't take the mark. Payne mops up, gives it to Taylor. He's had two opportunities. Umpire Peter Hogan says, yep, we'll give that to Cody Templeton. He's outside 50. And they've livened this game up. And as you say, Matty, if they get one here, it would be really up and about. And this is Bundle, should have taken it. He's paid the free kick as Visser crumbed it and could have had a snap at goal. He's paid the chopping of the arms to the big fella in Billy Bundle. Now, that's a great name. Billy Bundle.
I do. That is a great name, Billy Bundle.
It just sounds like a rock star.
It does.
So,
this is big for the game, though. If he kicks this.
Massive. Billy Bundle from 30 out directly
Likes
in
it.
front. And he's got it. Game on here at Western Park.
Who would have thought?
6-8-44. It's back within 13 points. Cora Lynn, 8-9-57, 16 and a half gone. Third quarter, thanks to Warragul Toyota. Wow. Got a game now, Matty.
We do.
It's happened last week. It was just starting to get away from one of the teams, and then the just a good game of footy this now. Phillip Island lead Inverloch Congwack by 8 points out at Inverloch. Back in the middle to Walker. I like the move of him into the middle. Some good coaching here from Michael Duncan. To Templeton. Oh, great smother from DaCosta. He was trying to get that out to Cornwall. But up to the task was DaCosta. Spearings now to the middle of the ground to Luke Ryan. Feeds it off. Back to DaCosta. Lowers his eyes back to Spearings. Centre half forward. They go inside looking for Nathan Gardner again.
Who do they need to steady the ship? Nathan Gardner.
That's unlucky. Very unlucky. Cody Templeton just tried to bite off more than he could chew
a bit
there.
too cute, wasn't he?
Just tried to chip it to Cornwall underneath DaCosta, and Costa was up to it.
Now we're right behind this. It's going to look absolutely beautiful if he gets it straight through those sticks.
Gardner for his fifth, comes back straight through the middle.
Just does it with such ease. He's a beautiful kick.
He's got his fifth. And they are on to 9.963, Cora Lynn. 6.844, the Dusties. Just a great pair of hands, isn't he?
Yeah.
And that looked like it was going right, and it was, and didn't it?
Just curve.
Come back, yeah. So, back in the middle. And Billy Bundle's gone back in the middle there now. With Thomas. Thomas wins it. Big punch gets out over Walker's head. Coming through was Nickel. He was tackled late. Got his kick away. McGarity. He's not going too far there as Peluso lays a good tackle. 50 around from the Dusties' goal. 19 gone. Third quarter. To Walker. Sharks it well, but the handball's chopped off. Taylor drops it. It allows Brewster in. Free kick paid here. It's going to go to Taylor. Quickly Edwards. In fact, that was Stiglitz. Edwards wins that. Luke Ryan trying to get a 50. Then handball's out wide to Walkers. You go up towards 50 looking for Inverno, but kick's not great and finds the boundary line. It'll be Beck that'll bring the ball back into play. Bailey Beck. Short to Walker. No. Hasn't made it either. So some of the kicking here hasn't been great today.
No. Tell you who I've been impressed with is Ben Nickel.
Yes.
From Dusties, yeah.
Number 30 up back.
Yep.
Well, we've finally got a Nana Goon Garfield score, and I know why Garfield hasn't been putting up that score as the home side. They're 117, Nana Goon 16-5, 101. Up towards the wing. Taylor drops the ball. Edwards, Jed Edwards on the left foot. Big Thomas from behind. Big strong mark. Goes short towards 50. Bouncing ball. Gets through the hands of McDermott. Allows the Dusties to go towards Jaff on the wing. Really had to fight because of that left ankle to get there. He's taken the mark. Centre wing position out of side. Goes short. Brewster. Goes inside 50. Looking for Cornwall. Gets that over the back. Visser, Peluso. And boundary line. Throw in right forward pocket. 21 minutes gone. 19-point lead to the Cobras. Kilcundabass 13 points up over Currumbara now at home. They look like they might have had the ascendancy there as Thomas finds the boundary line again. Phillip Island still that 8-point lead. 35-point lead to Toorat and Dalmore over Bunyip. It's blown out again, another goal to Kilcundabass, 58 to Currumbara 29. Warragul Industrials girls in their grand final have headed out to a 9-point lead as Visser wins the crumb, has his kick smothered. High left foot kick straight up in the air from Jolly and through from behind. So it's the biggest margin of the day, that girls' grand final, 9 points.
Yeah. They'll be stoked with that.
Oh, you want to get out of here before they get back in
we
tonight.
have to get out of here quick. Where are they playing at, Frankston?
Yeah, we'll be well
gives us
gone.
about an hour, hour and a half.
We should be well gone. There's Cobras bring the ball back into play, and there's your man, Nickel. Comes back, ends up in the hands of Bundle. High ball into the goal square and gets out over the back of Templeton. Another behind.
This is what they want, though. They want the entries to keep coming in. The pressure's on.
So Jet Edwards brings the ball back into play for the Cobras. Out of side. They've got a 2-on-1 here. Luke Ryan, been good all day, takes the mark. So there's no one really to go to. That's good rolling defence of the Dusties, but Billy Thomas.
Stick the mid out.
Just, excuse me, boys, while I grab this with one hand. Billy Thomas up towards half forward. Gee, got out over the back, just wasn't well read on that occasion. I reckon that might have been Nickel that got under that.
It's like you say with Thomas, he just wears the opponents down, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he just gets better as the game goes on. As Stiglitz crumbs, goes inside towards the goal mouth. Gardner can't take the mark. He's all wrapped up, getting out of there. The umpire says, give it to me. I've umpired over 500 games, you know, boys. So Peter Hogan puts it in the air. Thomas, beautiful tap. All wrapped up. It's been a free kick here from the non-officiating umpire. It was about 55 metres off here. And Cora Lynn are going to get this. And it's going to go to Munro.
Probably not the guy you want either.
No. James Munro from 20 out, more or less directly in front. Is you can mark it in your record right now. So Munro, straight through the middle. I don't know what it was for, but it was from 60 metres away of the non-officiating umpire. Paid it?
Yeah, the umpire was blindsided. Can't see.
So Cora Lynn, 10-9-69, going back out to 23 points now. Dusty, 6-10-46, all thanks to Warragul Toyota. So they've got 2 for the quarter, Cora Lynn, and so have the Dusties, so they've stuck with them. They need more than that.
They need to break it now, don't they?
Yeah.
Like one more before three-quarter time, maybe the first and the last.
Thomas wins it ahead of Bundle. Munro's in there again, and
can't fault Dusty's effort though so far today.
Oh,
They've been terrific.
yes, absolutely. Thomas is just throwing Bundle out of the way there, and so Bundle will get the free kick. Thomas is looking at him and saying, well, aren't I allowed to do that? I've been getting away with it for years. Bundle, high ball, because he went close to the man on the mark. Black just stands underneath it.
No one went up for Dusty's.
No. So Luke Black, again, one of those mongrel forward finger-breaking punts where he was looking for Wellwood, just didn't get there. So I don't know if it's the ball or...
A bit flat or something like that.
Something's happening, because there's been a lot like it. Thomas this time, they both miss it, and he grabs it on the second attempt, then fumbles. Do it all again. 26 minutes gone into this third quarter. Bouncing ball, bounces away from Jath. Gets it back. Just draws DeCosta into it and then feeds it off to Commodore, and he couldn't accommodate him as Jackson Briggs runs away with it, lowers his eyes to Coverdale. Centre wing position. Sports Stream Live broadcast side of the ground. Goes into the middle to Munro. Last goal kicker. Quickly plays on away from Walker. Has Gardner in a one-on-one. He's going to have 6 to three-quarter time if he kicks this, Matty. What does Sean Sparks, the coach, do? Does he shower him now and kick 5 next week for his 100 in the last home and away round at home against Kilcunda Bass? Was he trying to put more of a dent in it
I
in this
don't feel
last
like it's
quarter?
game over just yet. Just yet.
Might be a bit arrogant, would it be?
Yeah.
If he kicks this as his sixth, he got one in the first, got 3 in the second, he's got 1 in the third, and this will be second for the quarter and 6th for the game. Nathan Gardner.
No. Splits
Not
the middle.
a problem, and look at him get to him.
They get around him, don't they?
Wow. So he
Deflating
has
for Dusties.
95 goals for the season. Going to be interesting to see what happens here.
Dusties look deflated after that.
Yes.
They look really deflated. They had such a great quarter.
So 3-quarter time here at Western Park. The Dusties, 6:10:46. Cora Lynn, 11:09:75. We'll be back on the other side of this with all the goal kickers, better players, and we'll see if Nathan Gardner will come out in this last quarter. Matty Moseley. Welcome back to Western Park. We're at 3-quarter time. The biggest lead of the match now is to Cora Lynn at 29 points. It's Warragul Industrial 6:10:46 to Cora Lynn 11:09:75. Thanks to Warragul Toyota. Matty, we had a look at Nick Viss's mark just after half-time that he took in the second quarter. Let's have a look at Bailey Beck's in the third quarter that he took down the far end. It was an absolute beauty, and it didn't look like... Oh, he come down with it, but, gee, in the slow-mo, he
go early.
did.
He went early.
He did go early, didn't he?
He did.
You have a score, 3-quarter time over at Frankston between the Warragul Industrial Girls and Mornington in Mornington Peninsula, Division 1.
I do. It's just started in the last quarter. It's a tight one. Mornington are 3-5-23 to the Warragul Industrial Girls, 4-2-26.
Ooh, three-point game.
points.
Jeez, there's been a lot of three-point games lately. We called one last night between the Swans and the Pies. 3 points, and I can tell you, hasn't been an improvement on that Play HQ on the Dusties game, but my good friends at SEN have let me know that that is the score, 8 points, still to Phillip Island.
They haven't kicked straight, have they?
No. The Garfield Nanagoon one hasn't changed, as I've just refreshed that. They're up by 94 points and 35 points, Kilcunda Bass over Currumbara-Beena. Kiwi Rupp, 17 points up over Daleston. 80-point leaders, Tooradin Dalmore over the Bulldogs Bunyip. And, of course, here 29 points, Cora Lynn over Warragul Industrials at three-quarter time. What do we need to see? Well, we'll just go through some goal kickers first. For Dusties, all 6 single goal kickers. McGarity, Walker, Cornwall, Visser and Bundle. That's your 6. And for the Cora Lynn side, Nathan Gardner now has 6. 3 to Jackson Briggs that he kicked all in the first quarter, and then singles to Munro and McDermott. What do you think happens here as Cora Lynn break away? And I can tell you, Nathan Gardner's coming out of the huddle towards the forward 50. He's got 6. He's on 95. Needs 5 goals. I've just got a feeling if he gets too early, he's going to the bench.
We don't want that to happen.
No, I want him to kick them today.
Yep, so do I.
Well, we're here, but they do have a home game at next week, last game of the year against Killy Bass. And what that means is people through the gate.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that's where footy is these days, Matty.
It is. But if you're a Dusty supporter, you don't want the game to sort of break open. They don't want to go down by 10, 12, 13 goals. They've been really good for 3 quarters. They're only 29 points down. And they did get within, 17, 18 points in that third quarter. If Gardner didn't kick that last goal on the siren, they're only about 22, 23 points down.
Yep. So, they just... And that last goal, as you said in the call, broke their heart.
Yeah, they looked so deflated after that. They all had hands on hips, heads down.
Yep. So the ball's back in the middle. Thomas and Bundle just having a go at each other. Pointing to the Thomas was pointing to Bundle and then said something to the umpire. There's something going on in there, as you can see. So
he doesn't like it, does he?
No.
Something's been said.
So we're just about to get underway for the last quarter, thanks to Warragul Toyota here at Western Park. 29-point lead to the Cobras, who sits second on the table and Dusty's 7th.
So Beck's gone loose in the back line for Dusty's and Tim Payne's pushed down.
Umpire Scholes puts it in the air. Thomas, beautiful tap to Ryan. Sharks it onto the left foot. Goes up towards Payne and Walker. Bouncing ball favours Walker. He wants the boundary and he gets it. So of a boundary throw in. 50 around from the Cora Lynn goal. Thomas wins the tap. Cornwall feeds it out to Commodore. He's tackled by Walkers. Spills free. Gibbons was looking on the outside for Nickel, couldn't find him. Spearings now, gets around on the right foot. Just has the sit and takes the mark to Sam Russell. He'll go short to Nickel. Quickly to Walker. Walker lowers his eyes and... Excuse me, to Jath. Jath, who's been super considering he done that ankle quite early in the game. Squares it up to Bailey Beck, who comes back to Nickel in front of Walkers. Hands over the top to Commodore. Wants the left foot, gets it. Beautiful kick. Hits up Visser, who's definitely in their best. We'll get the 3-2-1 off you in the post-game. Matty Moseley as Visser goes short by Peter Hogan. Wasn't having any part of being conned. Bundle to Commodore. Comes back. Uses the right foot this time. Squares it up with a beautiful kick. What a great kick on the non-preferred and hits up Cody Templeton in the perfect spot. Great kick, Matty Moseley.
It was. That's what the Dusties need, and they need an early goal just to give them a bit of confidence.
Got one in the first quarter. Cody Templeton, he's been good all day. He's only 15 to 20 metres out directly in front. I don't think this should be a problem, and it's not. A very good start, and I don't think there's probably one of the quarters they haven't kicked the first goal.
Yep.
I might be wrong. They might have kicked them in every quarter.
They've dominated early.
Yeah.
They have dominated early every quarter.
I reckon they might have kicked the first goal in every quarter. Definitely 3 of them. So they've started well. 2.5 minutes in, they've brought it back to 23 points. Dusties, 17.52. Cora Lynn, 11.975. And that's on the Warragul Toyota scoreboard. Back in the middle. Umpires played a free kick, and then the advantage not paid as Munro ran away with it. It's going to come back to Thomas. Oh, Lukey Walker.
Yeah,
he's the best kick in the comp, and he could have hit Taylor, and he just sat it to the right. Very smart. Feeds it off. Inside, it's all Brewster underneath that and takes the mark in front of Ryan.
Been quiet, Brewster, hasn't he?
He has. He's had some patches. I thought.
Early second quarter.
Yeah, he went into the middle and did a bit there, and he's turned that over to DeCosta in front of Todd Beck. So DeCosta goes to the left foot. Oh, Ryan, and he was taken high. He would have taken the mark, but Walker come across and slapped him across the chops. Going to be a difficult kick from there. He's right on 50 and the boundary line. Probably have to kick that every part of 55 from there.
Yeah, tough kick.
It is. Hasn't got one today. He's been nearly best on ground. He's going to square that up to Gardner.
That was a sensational kick.
He kicked it where he wanted Gardner to go, didn't he?
Yep. He told Gardner where to go.
He didn't kick it to Gardner. He kicked it where he wanted him to go. And you're spot on. That is a trait of a very good kicker.
And it's knowing your teammates as well.
Yeah. He's going to kick this from 35 out directly in front. We're going 4.5. This will take him to 96. And he's kicked it. Watch for the runner. He could be out there soon. Running out of room in the record.
Yeah, it's getting pretty full pretty quick.
He's got 7. He started the day on 89.
But it's such a quiet 7 as well.
It is. It is.
Like if you noticed to our game last week with Wangman, he kicked a lot of goals.
Yep.
And it really stood out. But yeah, Gardner's 7.
He's kicked that 1 in the first, then that real purple patch of 3 in the second.
Yeah.
Kicked 2 in the third, but 1 was on the death, the siren.
Yep.
Kicks 1 early now, and you're right. It's just very inconspicuous.
Yeah.
And he wants 4 now, and he's got a good 23 minutes to do it.
You think he'd be thinking about it?
Oh, he definitely would be. DeCosta to Payne. One-hander inside 50. Oh, he's I tell you, he got rid of McGilvray. McGilvray fell. Payne was going to him, and the field umpire called him back. Goes to Ryan. Good punch away in the end from Jolly. Gets to the ground. Nickel. Ooh, nice spiral outside the defensive area. But it's going to come back because it's Peluso to DeCosta. So DeCosta is going to go back to Peluso. Takes a mark in front of Jolly. He'll go short. Thought that was going to go over the head of Wellwood. Back to DeCosta. Inside, not a great kick in the end. And Todd Beck, who's been great for the Dusties.
Yeah, he has.
Gets it out to Jolly, who in turn finds McGilvray, centre wing out of side. To Visser. Just pushed Black underneath it, but fell over and wasn't. And now he's limping. And that looks like a left ankle as well to Visser. So Wellwood has it for Cora Lynn. Outer wing. Up the wing to Ross. Thrown out from DeCosta, I thought. Back to Ross. To Wellwood. He falls over and the ball goes out over the line. Centre wing position out of side. 7 minutes gone. 29-point leaders as it was at three-quarter time. To Cora Lynn, 81 plays 52. Bundle. Sharked. Ends up to Costa's had a lot of it in this last quarter. To Ryan. Ryan. Not a good kick. Gee, the two Beck boys have been good today.
He has.
This one's Bailey.
Bailey's now loose in the back line for Dusties.
Who's just the better mark, Bailey Beck or Nick Visser on the day?
I'm going to go with the old fella.
You are, from the standing vertical?
Yeah, that's impressive for his age.
It certainly is, in front of a man that's 6'7" or whatever he is. Goal of the day at the moment?
Oh.
Have a think about it.
Yeah.
We'll do that in the post-game, no doubt. Thomas flicks it out over the back. Stiglitz, not been taken high, not paid. Umpire comes in. Umpire Stiglitz, I was going to say. Umpire Zach Scholes. Back in the air. Bouncing ball comes out from Brewster to Jath. Oh,
nice.
Good hands again, Visser.
Very strong, isn't he?
Yeah. Goes up towards half forward. The kick's not great. It's all Cora Lynn. One Warragul Industrials player, and he nearly halved that. Comes out to Munro. He's tackled. They're away. They'll go inside. No, just outside. High ball. Front of the pack. It's going to come out to Russell. Punches it forward inside to Nickel, the centre square. DeCosta feeds it out. Briggs can't win it. In goes Beck. He's going to get a free kick, Bailey Beck here. He'll square it up to the brother. Outside to Beveridge. Liked his game too.
Yeah, he's played well.
Beautiful kick to Visser.
It's this next kick that's really struggling for the Dusties.
Yeah. Visser now spears it very low. Oh. I would have thought that was nearly incorrect disposal against Brewster, not paid. He toe pokes it, but it's all Cobras now to Munro, centre wing, out of side. Takes a bounce, has Coverdale, gives it to him. He wants the 1-2, but he's given it straight to Commodore, who goes to Gibbons. Between half-back and wing. Goes to half-forward, high ball. Coming across was Edwards and gets his hand on it and finds the boundary line.
I feel like the game's just lost a little bit of sting about it. Starting to open up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think Cora Lynn will probably just want to get through the game uninjured, no injuries.
Yeah, one game to go for finals for them, and Dusties have just the one game to go, and it's all over for them as Luke Ryan takes 3 bounces out that outer wing, lowers his eyes to Jackson Briggs. 3 first quarter goals to him. Goes to Gardner, has the sit. Good punch from McGilvray. Walkers feeds it out. Ends up from Inverno. Handballed off, left foot snap. Bouncing ball, gets that over to Coverdale. Walker does well and rushes the behind. So next week, Cora Lynn at home to Kilcunda Bass, and the Dusties finish their season off at home again to Garfield, which is a game that they should win.
Yeah, definitely winnable, isn't it?
As Jaff brings the ball out of defence, goes in towards the middle of the ground. It's going to come back. It's going to come through Jake Ross. He was looking for Payne, didn't find him. Walker mops up for the Dusties, goes towards Bailey Beck. In fact, Todd Beck. Short to Jath. Just kept running on one leg today to Gibbons. Gibbons now has a lot of grass in front of him. Goes inside, but Peluso reads it better than everyone.
He's played a great game.
Hasn't he?
He has played a great game, Peluso.
I was talking to Terry Dillon, who's a long time, he's done everything at Cora Lynn, committee president, he's done the lot. And he said he's probably nearly had his best year.
Yep.
And he's had some good ones, Peluso.
And he's only a little fella too.
Tiny.
Yeah.
So it's Munro on the outer side, just outside their defensive 50. High ball to the wing. Walker has the sit. comes across and gets the double fister to the boundary. And kills it. We'll have a boundary throw in, centre wing position out of side. Yeah, there's nothing of him, is there?
Nah, he's only little.
And he's played on the probably premier small forward in the competition, Mason McGarity.
The Paplik.
Yep, and we said it's a win for Paluso if he can keep him to 2. Well, he's kicked 1.
Yep.
And that was in the second quarter.
And they've had a lot of forward entries too.
Yeah. I hope that's only cramped for Cody Templeton.
He's off, got 50.
Yeah, he was just clutching at that left hamstring. And I hope that's just a cramp. I'd say it is. He wouldn't be moving like that. He goes with too much on it inside 50, and Edwards is able to mop up for the Cobras. Quickly plays on now, the high ball looking for Thomas, who uses the body and enables it to get out over the back. Now they're away. It'll be Jackson Briggs, takes the bounce, centre wing position. He's got some toe to half forward, 3 bounces. Has Payne short, inside 50, and he goes to him. He's got Coverdale short. He's going to run into the open goal. Great smother. What an absolute ripping smother. And that's the sort of stuff you want to see players doing. That was Lockie Brabon. And they really should get around him here.
Deep into the quarter too,
Yeah.
fourth quarter.
You're 5 goals down.
Yep.
And he's running into an open goal. That's just absolute great commitment. And I would say Michael Duncan would be highlighting something like that. Boundary umpire left forward pocket brings the ball back into play, deep in Cora Lynn's forward line.
Oh, he's giving it a high.
Munro took it out of the ruck and he was taken high. And he's got 1 for the day. And he'll shoot from 20 metres out. Slight angle that's not going to worry him. 14.5 gone last quarter. 5-goal lead, the Cobras. This will take it out for the biggest lead of the day of 6 on the Warragul Toyota scoreboard. In he comes, not a problem, to get his second. James Munro. So that'll take Cora Lynn on to 13-10-88. They lead the Dusties 7-2-52. On nearly 15 minutes last quarter on the Warragul Toyota scoreboard. Yeah, no doubt a lot of pundits would have thought this would be a bigger margin.
Yeah, well, at the start of the day, I thought that. I really did.
They've been, and I still think it doesn't look like a 6-goal game.
Nah.
Templeton goes in low and hard for the Dusties, which is a commendable thing for the Dusties to really make a real contest all day. They haven't been disgraced by any stretch of the imagination.
Just lacked a little bit of polish.
Yeah. Paluso on the outside finds Inverno. Up to half forward to Stiglitz. Wing half forward. Short to Briggs. Umpires paid 50 here. And that was from, I reckon it was Templeton encroaching in on the side as he was coming in.
They're always
to have
tough,
that
those
kick.
ones too.
They are. I don't like the rule. Not that that means anything to anyone, and it doesn't matter what I think. I just don't like it. Unless you're doing it on purpose to try and
Unless
smother
they're
the
running
kick,
out with them.
yeah, and put them off, that's different. But when it's innocuous like that, I reckon you let it go. And he's not good, Templeton. I said that about the left hamstring earlier.
You reckon he's twinged it?
I hope he hasn't. I hope that's cramp. As Stiglitz, he slips as he comes in, but
He's got it.
hasn't made a problem on the end result. And Stiglitz, he gets his first for the afternoon, and they want to be careful here and not let this blow out because it's got out to 7 goals, Matty Moseley.
And they've played so well for the 3.5 quarters. You know, you take the Luke Walker kick in and the Gardner goal, and before 3/4 time, it would be only 3 goals.
Yeah.
It would have been game on, but instead it's dropped out and now it's 7 goals, and it could turn ugly.
Got to be very careful, don't they? Because there's still 10 minutes of this to go.
Yeah, and they could kick 3 or 4 real quick.
Thomas wins the tap. Ryan, don't argue. Russell gets it on the second go. Then he's all wrapped up. Nowhere to go, and that was by Payne. So we'll get a bounce down 40 out directly in front of Cora Lynn. And there's a lot of Dusty's players limping as well. Thomas. Beck to the other Beck. Walkers. Boundary line.
Yeah, they're looking very sore now, the Dusties boys. They've given everything they've got. They look at that scoreboard and it's sort of, in their mind, a bit deflating.
Yeah. Very impressed with Kai Jath, who's limped all day, but boy, just keeps going.
And gives them flair.
Yes. Speaking of flair, Spearing's come in on that stoppage really well, but Todd Beck's able to win the crumb and get it out. Luke Ryan, though, will square it up to Peluso, but he misses. McGarity, short to Walker. Nearly went off his mark there. Then he goes outside to Templeton, sits under Coverdale, paid the free kick of chopping the arms. Now he'll get the high one. No, let it go to Nickel. Gets through the gate, gives it off to Russell on the outside, lowers his eyes, gets to Ingham. Kick across the body, looks for Jaff. That's a great kick. And a mark, yes.
And I hope he kicks it because he's worked so hard today for a lot of running patterns that he hasn't touched the footy.
Shane Ingham kicked that every bit of 55 across his body off a step.
Yep.
To that spot.
And if he was going for goal, it'd be a lot.
Yep. Yeah. And just a great, as you say, took it at its highest point and took everyone out of the equation, didn't he, Jack?
Yeah.
We're just talking about him. He's been impressive on one leg today. He'll kick from 40. He's close to the man on the mark, but he ran right, and that's where the ball's going. And a behind. They come, the Cobras to Peluso. Right back pocket. He's going to go back to Edwards. He's in trouble. Got it away as he's tackled. Visser runs down Peluso. Gets it to Black, who clears it to Coverdale. Squares it up. Short ball to Wellwood. Another 50, is it? It is. This is the non-officiating here in Peter Hogan that paid that, and that was an encroach, was it? I don't know what that was for.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there either.
There was only one man on the mark, and it was Cody Templeton, and I don't think he could have encroached. Anyway, goes inside. Gardner just nudges McGilvray underneath it.
His
Umpire
body
lets
work.
it go.
His body work when it's coming in. He does all the hard work early.
Yep. And at the 20-minute mark, we're into time on. He'll kick his 7th. Sorry, he's 8th.
Yeah, but he's 8th.
And
just a lazy 8.
So Sean Sparks is going to keep him on thinking, well, he's not going to get the 11. We'll just let him go as far as he can and get the next few at home next week.
We'll leave him on 99.
Yes. In he comes. And he's got his 8th, and he is now 97 goals for the season. And Cora Lynn.
That's what good sides do, isn't it?
Yep. 15, 10, 100. Warragul Industrial 7-11-53 on the Warragul Toyota scoreboard. 21.5 gone. So it's ended up blowing out to 47 points. Quarter time, they led by 8. Half time, they led by 24. Three-quarter time, they led by 29. It's now 47 points. Back in the middle. Visser does battle this time with Jake Ross in the middle. Oh, he just dropped that.
Yep.
Did Todd Beck. Be Luke Ryan with the free kick. Wheels around and dances inside Visser. High ball. Coverdale's underneath it. Has Bailey Beck just drifting over the back, though, as he's done a lot today. Goes out towards Jath. Thought he got the free kick. Should have been against Taylor. Then handballed away by Wellwood.
Easily
Walker's
could have been
let go.
50 there.
Yeah. So Jath, centre wing position, Sports Stream Live. Broadcast side, Nickel to Beck. Gets around Taylor easily on the right foot, up towards half forward. It's been pretty good at times here. It was as Cornwall. Kick wasn't great. Spearings is able to chop that off. He's going to go to Black on the outer side, back pocket. Another one that's been good in defence today. Luke Black. Oh, that's not a great kick. Walker's just able to come in on that.
He's had a fantastic game,
Hasn't
Walker.
he? Hasn't he?
Between him and Visa for probably best for the Dusties so far today.
And they're older statesmen. They're the older statesmen of the club.
Are they?
Yep. Boundary throw in. Visser comes out to Spearings. No, ends up in the hands of Nickel. He's going to send the Dusties back in. Peluso, McGarity, mops up, left foot snap. Misses, trickles out over the boundary line. So he still only has the one, so Peluso's had the win there.
Yeah, definitely. You wouldn't want to let him get one now, though, would you?
No, and I think he's that type, Peluso. He's stingy.
Yep.
Not happy. He wouldn't be happy with the one that he got.
Oh.
Bundle just takes that out of the ruck, goes bang, and kicks it straight through the middle.
Yep, straight into that virtue sign behind the goals there.
So Billy Bundle has his second in the end. And they go on to 8:11:59. Trail by 41 points, 15-10-100. Cora Lynn on the Warragul Toyota scoreboard. So it'll be Visser again. Now, looks like Payne, it is. They've had a few ruckmen.
Oh.
So Billy Thomas is obviously off the ground. They're just resting him
Resting
now.
him up.
He won't be happy with that Thomas either, that Bundle gets a goal while he's off. Visser?
Ever seen Payne in the ruck?
Never.
Never.
I'm sure he's done it, but I haven't seen him. Bouncing ball out to Spearings. As Briggs, Jackson quickly plays on. Doesn't know where to go. He dances in, dances out. Right foot chip to Stiglitz, feeds it off to Payne. He lowers up. Finds a target there in Bakari. Gives it off. Goes up towards... the ball just follows him. Gardner, right foot, snap, goal. He had no right to win that.
3-on-1. And just does it with ease.
He absolutely had no right to win that. And the ball followed him, and he snapped that round the body. He's now on 98. He has 9 goals, Matty Moseley. Have you ever been at a game where a guy has kicked his 100th in local footy? I haven't.
No, I haven't either.
I haven't. I called a game in this competition a couple of years ago, and he was just short, and he kicked it the next week.
No.
Well, it looks like it's going to happen again.
I reckon he'll finish on 99.
Wouldn't that be nice? 8:11:59, the Dusties. Cora Lynn 16-10-106. We're gone 26 minutes. Now it's blown out to 47 points. And the one thing we're waiting for now is Nathan Gardner. Can he get 2 to get to his 100? He's on 98.
It's possible.
And you spoke about this in the pre-game. He got 9 the corresponding game early in the year in round 10.
Yep.
He's got 9 again today.
9-1.
9-1. And the one was the hardest
On the
one of
boundary.
the day.
Yep.
Yep. Spearings lowers his eyes to Payne.
Here we go.
Handball over the top. Here we go, Bakari. Feeds it to the outside. Mrs. Ryan hits the boundary line. They've kicked 5 in this quarter, Cora Lynn.
5-1, one from Dusty.
Two from
to
Dusty. So there could be a few minutes on this. Could go another couple. So there still could be the chance. Ryan couldn't get the bounce. Dusty's through Gibbons. Into the middle of the ground looking for Brewster. Holds the front spot and Tough. Where's the hit from behind? Takes the mark. To Walker at centre half forward. He'll wheel to that left foot. Goes out wide.
Yeah, nothing forward of him.
Ingham. He's a beautiful kick as we've seen. He's turned that one over. It's going to come back pretty quick here. They need players on the spread. That's it. He's going to end up on 98. And at the end of the day, Dusty's 8-11-59. And they've gone down in the end to Cora Lynn 16-10-106. And what we might do is take a quick break. When we come back from the break, we'll go through the whole post-game, goal scorers around the grounds, better players, and we'll see if we can get someone for an interview. We'll be back after this. Hear me? Can you hear me? Welcome back to Western Park, full time here, where Cora Lynn have run out. 47-point winners in the end, 16-10, 106. And to Warragul Industrials, 11-5, 59. They were 8 points up a quarter time, the Cobras, 24 points at half time, 29 points at three-quarter time, and went on to kick 5-1 in the last quarter to win by 47 points. But the Dusties just hung in there. 47 points, Matt Moseley, at the end of the day, I don't think is too bad.
Yeah, you'd be happy. Not happy, but you'll take that at the start of the day. I thought they were... I think that the scoreboard really doesn't give them justice.
No.
But to Cora Lynn's credit, they have a full forward that kicks bags of goals, and they didn't.
Just before we give the goal kickers, don't go away, anyone. We've got a great surprise. Nathan Gardner, who kicked 9, is now on 98. We will have him here in the commentary box for Sports Stream Live very shortly with the captain of the Cora Lynn side, Jackson Briggs. And goal kickers for the day, Cora Lynn. Nathan Gardner got 9, 3 to Jackson Briggs. So the two that we're talking to got 12 between them. 2 to James Munro. And then singles to Thomas Stiglitz and Max McDermott. And for the Warragul Industrials, it was 2 goals to Billy Bundle and 2 goals to Cody Templeton. And then singles to Nick Visser, Tom Cornwall and Mason McGarity. So, in the end of the day, Lockie Peluso's had the win on McGarity, who got the 1.
He did, and they had a lot of forward entries into the Warragul Industrials 50. But he did the job.
Phillip Island have run out big winners by 33 points in the end over Inverloch. 13-6-84 to Inverloch Conwack 6-5-41. Narnagoon, big winners there. Well, it is a final score. 21-8, 134 to Garfield 139. Kilcunda Bass 11-14-80. They will play finals now. 6-8-44 Currumburrabina. Kiwi Rupp 15-9-99 to Darleston 9-7-61. And, of course, here at Tooradin Delmore 23-20. 158 to Bunyip. Sorry, not here, but 23-20, 158 Tooradin Delmore over Bunyip 2-2-14. And here at Western Park, it was Cora Lynn 16-10, 106 over the Dusties 8-11-59. And joining us in the box, first of all, we'll start with Nathan Gardner, who gets himself 9 today and goes to 98. 9 in the earlier game this year against the Dusties in round 10. Only missed the one. It was 9-1. Kicked very well today, mate. Have to be happy.
Yeah, no, I'm very happy. The boys look after me as they do every week, so I got the easy part, just trying to kick them a little bit straight. And just lucky enough today, they came off pretty well. So
the one here, we had a perfect view of the snap from the boundary line here. I thought it was going to drift back late, but she just stayed on that way out to the right, didn't it? It didn't come back.
No, I normally kick those, so it was a bit flat, but it is what it is. I'll take 9-1 every day of the week.
I've got to say, I've got to say too. Also, we just went off air there for a second. Jackson Briggs, 3 first quarter goals. We asked the question: did Nathan Gardner come to you at quarter time and say, "Hey, slow down a little bit here because I've got 11 to get today"?
Yeah, he offered me a 6-pack, so I said, no worries.
Not the first on I've been to this year, so...
You had a great game too, Jackson.
Yep.
Big Billy Thomas in the middle. He
Yep.
gives you a bit of an armchair eye, the big fella, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think we're pretty blessed to have had Bill by our side for a number of years now, and all you got to say to him is tap the space, and we'll do the rest. So no, we're very blessed to have a player like him on our side.
What did you think when you see Nick Visser in the ruck?
He actually competed pretty well.
He
to be
actually
honest,
did all right, didn't he?
I think he took the battle to Bill. So Bill definitely had his work cut out for him. That's for sure. Yeah.
Up back, we were really looking forward to, apart from the McGilvray Gardner, Jill, we were looking forward to the McGarrity and Peluso deal. We thought if Lockie can keep him to 2 or 3, he's probably had a win. He's kept him to 1. He's had a big day again, Lockie. He's had a great year.
Yeah, he's unreal. Coming off Team of the Year last year, so you would assume the way he's gone this year, he'll be straight back in that team. We just rely on him every week just to do a job, and he does it without flaw. Like we give him the job, he does it, and we don't look twice. We don't ask too many questions from him. He just gets the job done, and we move on to the next week.
For someone of his size, he's someone, when you got him in your side, you walk taller. So
Yeah. You've had some really good supply over the years, Nathan. You've added Munro over the last couple. There's more supply. Luke Ryan, I thought the supply from him.
Yep.
Even Paney, when he was up forward around through that middle, he was lowering eyes and hitting up tape. You get some good supply.
Yeah, absolutely. No, like I said, I do the easy bit. I just stand in the square and put my finger out, and the boys put it exactly where I want it. So, like Brigger said, blessed. I definitely am blessed with the boys I got up the ground. I love it.
So Jackson, yourself, and any small guy that's around there, it's the role I play when I played. And if a guy was holding them like this, you'd say, you're kidding me, aren't you? It's pretty hard to get in there and get the front and centre when they just stick like glue.
Yeah, well, half the time you just got to show up. You won't get the pill. You might get it 1 out of 10 times, to be honest. But all you got to do is literally pop it out in space, and we've got full confidence you'll clunk it every time.
I've got to ask, have you taken Coverdale under your wing a bit?
A little bit I have, definitely. I think he's only played 30-odd games of footy before, and for a bloke that's only played 30 games of footy, I think he's kicked 30. He's in the 30s this year for the goals, so that's unreal. And especially for us, with Matty Ryan going overseas, we were probably looking for someone to step up, and he's done that, tenfold. He's easily our second option now, I would say. He's doing unreal, and work with him a little bit at training and try and do some craft and stuff with him. But he's just a natural forward. He started down back, so for him to come forward and just do what he does, I reckon that's pretty unreal. So he's been really well this year, done really well.
That's what I thought. I thought when he played a couple of games for you a few years ago, coming out of the under-18s. And they're playing up back and maybe off half-back wing and the run-off type style. But his leading patterns today showed me there's been a bit of Nathan Gardner put into the kid, which is really good. Well,
I think, when I did watch him down back, if we can fine tune him, little leading patterns here and there, he's gonna perform for us game day, which he has done pretty much every game this year.
Now, Jackson, you said about a few players overseas and injuries: Heath Briggs, Chase Blackwood, Matt Ryan, Will Stevenson, Corey Machea, Matt Briggs, Hartley, Ryan Eaton. Who makes way for these guys? It's hard.
Yeah,
good hard though.
It's to be honest, that's something we've struggled with in years gone by, is that depth. And like you saw today, we had 4 blokes come in today that obviously probably only played 2 or 3 games for the year and did their role tremendously. So it's obviously a good problem to have, and unfortunately I think there is going to be some tough calls come the end of the year. But as a side striving to win a premiership, they're the problems you do want to have.
All of them come back? Is there no long-term? Is there? I know you can't say.
Sorry,
don't have to say the name.
Matt Briggs obviously torn his pec, so he's out for the year.
Yeah, I've seen him down here this morning.
Luke Hartley's got a broken arm, so there's a few that probably will struggle to get back in. But competition for spots is tough.
Phillip Island had a 7-goal win over Inverloch Conwack over there today. They look like all of a sudden. It was, to me, it was Nanagoon and Cora Lynn. Then all of a sudden they've just come from nowhere. Phillip Island. You've got Kirribass next week. Yep. And then finals.
Yep.
What's the plan now with Sparksy? What's he doing now? Have you had loaded up and then loading out, or what are you doing right now?
We're actually going through a bit of a loading phase at the moment, so there might have been some heavy legs out there today. But
we said that in the call. We noticed that.
But it's obviously all just to prepare us come finals time, and hopefully come finalist time, we've got some fresh legs out there and we're ready to go.
Big Billy Thomas got a bit of a spell towards the end there. He would have been happy with that, but Bundle got himself a goal while he was off the ground. He wouldn't have liked that.
No, I don't think so.
Now, Nathan, how many times have you kicked 100?
Just the one last year.
It was just the one last year, okay. Because I reckon we called you the week before, missed you on the time that you kicked the 100, and it's going to happen again this year because you hopefully get the 2 next week nice and early. They got to you at the one you got on at, was that at half time? I think you kicked on the siren. Three-quarter time, was it? Everyone got to you. What was that about? Because that to me, well, it wasn't your 100, but everyone got to you right on that siren, and it was a game that you were expected to win anyway.
I think just celebrating the little things. Moose, he brings morale. He loves the word. He brings that, and if we celebrate little things, celebrate a tackle, a goal, spoil, whatever it is. If we can get up and about, it's contagious. Everyone gets up and about, and hopefully that brings, which it did. I would have thought in the last quarter, gets everybody up and about, and yeah.
Well, you had probably your best quarter, 5-1 in that last quarter, so you're spot on.
I rocked up this morning, and I thought this could be a chance. Did you think you might be a sneaky chance kicking 9 last time?
No, I don't think so. I thought, beautiful day, obviously, so it's better than what we've had in the last couple of weeks. But the bloke playing me, Will, he's actually had me measure, I reckon, for probably the last 3 years. I think before this year, the most I'd kicked on him, I think, was 3, maybe in a final. So we do have some really good battles. I just sort of thought I'll go out there and just take it one at a time and see what happens. And like I said, the boys, put it on a silver platter for me and, finish with what I had.
Yep. Jackson, you and Nathan, but both free to answer on these ones, is that you've seen some really good sides at Cora Lynn over the years, and I know you've said this is probably more depth than you've had. Is it the best list that you've had? It looked, to me from the outside, I've been watching you since 17, when you come in and won that year in 17. Looks like it's the best list. Is that fair?
Obviously, like I played in the 15 flag. We won 14, 15, 16. I think...
Oh, I mean in West Gippy.
Oh, West Gippy.
Definitely you've had, in the other bank.
I think very different teams. I think we're a lot younger now.
Yeah.
I feel like we've got a lot more energy and a bit of zip. And those younger guys keep you on your feet as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably a bit of a different list, to be honest. Better? Yeah, I don't know. So.
It's I know it's hard within the place to say that. Nathan, you've seen some good sides.
Yeah. 6 on half a done the other, I reckon. Like the team we had in 2019 where we lost to Phillip Island, that was my first year here, and that was an unreal footy team. But so Brigus, he's right. We are young, and we're probably a more contested and a more running side too, I reckon, than we were back then. So we're different. But I don't know. You guys are probably better judging that than we are.
It is. I know it is easier from the outside. I don't know. There's something about this side, and I hadn't seen yous this year. But when I was going through it all during the week, and I thought, geez, they lost the first one to Inverloch by 9 points. Didn't lose again. Had a draw, but didn't lose again until last week by a point. There's got to be something about this side because you've been great and won premierships, but never gone through that route like that. You've had losses, and sometimes even by 4, 5, 6 goals, but not like this. And I watched you today, and 8 players to come into that side. It's commendable. You should be congratulated. It's been great watching you today.
Yeah, it was great.
Absolutely. So I'm just disappointed we don't get you see the 100 this week because we'll be out. I think we're over in Meenian next week, so we'll miss that one. But, hey, thanks for joining us. All the very best for the rest of the year. We'll be out there watching you in the finals, and, gee, I hope you get it done. Well done.
Thanks guys.
Boys. Thanks for having us.
Cheers.
Well done. That was Nathan Gardner and the captain, Jackson Briggs, from the Cora Lynn side. And what a game they played today. 9 goals from Nathan Gardner up forward. Takes him to 98. He'll get the 2 next week without doubt against Kilcunda Bass. And let's hope it's on our friend from SEN, Sammy Watson, and he does it nice and early. And the game's out of reach. I'm only mucking around, Sammy. I know you'll listen to this. Hey, Matty, it's been a great day out here at Warragul, hasn't it? I've enjoyed it. Your old dancing...
old stomping ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good to be back. Beautiful winter's day.
Magnificent day. Never a dull day out here in Warragul. It's a beautiful part of the world. Hey, we've got to thank you for your efforts today, and it's great having you on board Sports Stream Live. You did a mighty job again today, and you know your stuff. And next week we'll be out at Meenian taking on Foster at Meenion.
Two final teams.
Two final teams. Foster beat Fishwick today.
Yeah.
Fish Creek. Fishwick's out in Canberra. What was I thinking? Fish Creek they beat. Other games, just quickly before we close off. As we said, 33-point winners Phillip Island over Inverloch Kongwak. Nanogoon have won by 125 points over Garfield. 36-point winners Kilcunda Bass over the Beena. And Kui Rupp won by 38 points over Dalston. Tooradin Dalmore, big winners, 144. And here at Western Park, Cora Lynn, 16-10-106, have run out 47-point winners to over Warragul Industrials, 8-11-59. And what a day it's been. Don't forget, the girls, Maddie Moseley, Warragul Industrials, how did they go in their grand final out at Frankston?
Well, we have heard a whisper it was in overtime.
Oh.
But they have got up 7-3-45 to Mornington 5-5-35.
They've got up.
They've got up.
Congratulations to Warragul Industrials. To everyone here at the Footy Club, thanks for today. Thanks for all your help. Thanks to Warragul Toyota for sponsoring the broadcast. And, of course, the people that make this happen behind the scenes. Me and Maddie get the easy job. But Stefan Gregory, who pushes all the right buttons for replays, graphics, all of it. And the man behind the camera, who luckily today had magnificent weather on the wing on the back of a ute, where he normally is in some shocking weather. Mickey Robinson done a fantastic job. Thanks for joining us. Sports Stream Live, your only Gippsland-based live stream sport company that employs Gippslanders. Don't forget, stay tuned next Saturday afternoon when we bring you the Mid-Gippy Round 18 game. Thanks to Alex Taru and all his family for their efforts and their interview in the pre-game and halftime show. This is Brad Sinclair on behalf of Matt Moseley, Stefan Gregory and Mick Robertson signing off. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.